Have you ever stood and stared at it, marveled at its beauty, its genius? Millions of collectors, lovers of film and horror alike, just living out their lives, oblivious. Did you know that the first program was designed to be a perfect human world, where none suffered, where everyone would be happy? It was a disaster. No one would accept the program. Some believe that we lack the programming language to describe your perfect world, but I believe that as a species, human beings define their reality through misery and suffering. However, when viewers of the Movie Canon YouTube channel tune in, they get a sense of joy. Too much joy, if you ask me. You see, the perfect world would dream that your primitive cerebrum kept trying to wake up from, which is why this was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization. For some reason, human beings still found their way to the Movie Canon YouTube channel. This has to change. Look out that window. You had your time. The future is our world. The future is our time. Is there something on your mind?
Watch the Movie Canon.
Hi, you're watching the Movie Canon? Watch Geo.
You're muted.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. So thank you so much, guys, for watching here live. I'm Giovanni. This is Figures Talk episode number 37. And we have a couple of announcements, one big release. I'm also doing my Figures Talk, first annual Figures Talk Figure Awards, and we're going to do that, at least reveal the nominees later here tonight. But like always, we have my Canon Council, as I like to call them. I'm going to go ahead and bring them in here in just a bit here, but thank you so much for watching here live. If you're watching the replay, thank you so very much for that as well. But let's go ahead and get started. So there's quite a bit to talk about here today, and then we have two new Canon Council members for the night, so we're going to bring them in just a bit. But let's start with the first one here. First Canon Council member, you guys know him as Mr. 1 Adam 12.
Since I was 3 or 4 years old, I've loved Star Wars, so we'll keep moving. We're getting into double jeopardy where things really get tense. Iron Man, knowing that the original Avengers are destroyed and the MCU goes down the drain. And also knowing that we destroy Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Oh, man.
Mr. 1 Adam 12, Mr. 1 Adam 12. Actually, we have Mr. 16 Scale Man, which I just added him right now real quick here. Sorry about that. Mr. Leo, since you're already here, and Adam, Leo, thanks so much for joining us here for the very first time on the Movie Canon YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate that. And then Adam, thank you again for coming back here on the Movie Canon YouTube channel. So we have a couple other Canon Council members here tonight, so let's go and bring them in here. So we have Mr. X-Man Supreme, so let's bring him here right now. And the last one is the Brown.
Oh my god!
Stu.
Damn.
So
oh my god!
It's pretty easy, is it not, X-Man? Come on, bro.
Oh shit! All right.
So
Well, it was fun, you guys. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Hey, dip.
Oh, fuck off!
All right, there you go. There, okay. All right, Mr. Dave, thank you so much for joining us. It's been this never happens, Leo. This does not happen. There's not so many technical difficulties on my show. So it's
like usually smooth as butter.
Yeah. So
what is this amateur hour? What?
Right.
I'm used to technical difficulties, bro. It happens on the show all the time, so ain't nothing new.
But Mr. Dave, thank you so much for joining us. As always, you did a double duty again here on the Ben Thomas Show and joining us here as always. So thank you so much for that. So let's see. So we have our last Canon Council member, at least for now. We have Mr. Aaron Collects that will be joining us later tonight. But let's bring in our next guest here. This is his first time on here as well on the Movie Canon YouTube channel. Let's bring in Mr. Keith.
Hey,
how you doing, Keith? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here, and thank you for the invite. Let's get it rolling.
Oh yeah, well, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I meant to ask you to be on the show for a while, but I was like, I thought maybe you'll be busy or who knows. But I'm glad to have you here and LAEL as well. So thanks so much, guys, for joining here on this Sunday night. It's kind of late for a lot of you guys.
Sunday night is always good.
I appreciate your time there. So let's go ahead and bring in. Actually, we have a couple of live chats. So let's start with that. So let's begin that real quick here. So hold on a second here. Let me just move this real quick. Okay, so first live chat here for the night. We have Mr. SpongeBob SquareBoss, Mr. Classy Thomas saying hi, Gio, and the panel. Thank you, Mr. Classy Thomas, for joining us here. As always, always in the live chats. Really appreciate that, and hope you're getting well enough that you could maybe join us on the panel soon. So hopefully that's much sooner than later. So thanks so much there. And Mr. Keith, just warming up the live chat here as well. Thanks so much there, Mr. Keith there, and Adam as well. One Adam 12 in the panel, and a Canon Matrix member. Since I did launch my membership here this week, I'll give you guys more details about that a little later. But Mr. Adam 12 is a member, so thank you so much there, Mr. One Adam 12 in the panel as well. And then Mr. Dave also warming up the chat here. Thank you so much, Dave there. And then we have a super chat from Mr. Yomo, also a member as well. So I think he was the first one. Yeah, he was the first one to sign up on the membership. So thank you so much there, Mr. Yomo. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick when we have a Snapchat. I'm sorry, a super chat. So let me play that real quick here. Here we go. Where did it go? Oh, you know what? I don't even know where. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Sorry. Here you go.
Thank you.
So thank you so much there, Mr. Yomo, for that super chat, $5. Thank you so very much there. Greatly appreciated there. Next live chat here is from, let's see. Oh, looks like it's Yomo just talking amongst yourselves there. And TJ Mike, aka King Churro, also dropping by. It's showtime. Hello, gentlemen. Happy Sunday. Also a channel member So thank you so much there, Mr. TJ Mike. Greatly appreciate that as well. Again, I'll give you guys more details about the membership a little later there, but thank you guys, everyone, for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, there's 2 announcements, one big release, the Artisan Jack Sparrow. We have the Figures Talk Awards nominations here tonight as well. And since Mr. Keith and LAEL are going to be here for the first time, they're going to do a Keep, Gift, or Destroy a game. So I'm going to give them the details in just a bit later on in the stream. They're going to play this game here. And then we have the Fantasy Figure Zone as well. That's what we usually do. I'm only doing it for the new members. I'm sorry, for the new Canon Council members of the night. Usually I ask, the rest of the Canon Council to present their fantasy figure picks, but I'm just only going to do it for LAEL and Mr. Keith since we don't want to run this too long. But we'll do that a little later. But again, everyone, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. So let's go ahead and get started with the first figure. So we have the Artisan Jack Sparrow, which was released by Hot Toys. And what I put here, and it's kind of cut off there, but I did put the prices of what it was on Sideshow. I understand that you could have gotten somewhere else, but I usually just go on this based on what Sideshow has. So the Artisan was $495, $330, and then $290. And again, waitlist is open for the Artisan and the Collector's Edition, but you could still pre-order the deluxe version. At least last time I checked. I mean, that could have changed in the last 24 hours or whatever the case, but that's the situation there. Opening up the movie canon figure file. So this is from the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. The movie came out on May 26, 2017. Studio distributor is Disney. The Rotten Tomato score is 30% of the critics gave it a positive review out of 291 reviews, and 60% of the audience gave it a positive review out of 100,000 submissions. The worldwide box office for this latest Pirates of the Caribbean movie was $795 million worldwide. And this figure, this Jack Sparrow, I guess maybe it's a 2.0 because I know I've seen another one years ago. This one was announced on March 27th, 2024. And, it's actually pretty quick because, as I just said, this figure was just announced in March of last year, and we basically got this on December 31st or January 1st if you want to count Hong Kong as the date, but less than a year we get this figure released. Now, they did make one in the past, so maybe that has something to do with it as far as how fast we got this. But I'm curious to know, because I didn't pick this up because, I like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but I actually did not watch this one here, the Dead Men Tell No Tales, because I was kind of over it at that point, really. So I really liked the first one, the first Pirates. The second one was okay. Didn't really like the third one, and I don't remember much of the fourth one. But I wasn't really that interested in really picking this guy up, even though I would acknowledge that it's a beautiful looking figure. Accessories, the diorama base, all of that looks amazing. Although I would say that once we got the blogger photos, I do feel that the head sculpt was a little soft, just a little bit. But I'm going to throw it to you guys who have not been here before. Let's throw it to Mr. LAEL. What are your thoughts on this Jack Sparrow figure?
Yeah, I did pre-order it. I did get the Artisan edition. Smart enough to put it on a payment plan before they tried to just throw it at me all of a sudden. I was like, yeah, nah, I pay it off. It's just going to take some time. But, again, I don't have, a Pirates of the Caribbean figure in my collection as of right now. And I thought that, if he, I've always wanted to basically have a Jack Sparrow. I did enjoy the films. And I was like, it makes the most sense, to jump in on this end or this side of things to get it, while I could. Here's the thing is, like, you can always tell, and I've kind of grown accustomed to, like, when we go from prototype to production, that the sculpt is going to be also up for interpretation based on the blogger photos as well. Because the blogger photos, sometimes no shade thrown, but I would much rather have it in hand before I can actually draw any type of conclusion, because sometimes they do an awful lot of editing and Photoshop and, adding just different filters, and it takes away sometimes, in most cases, what we should see, in regards to the figure. So I kind of tend to wait on that, but it is a bit different from the prototype. You can definitely see it, but I think it just depends on, what you want and what you're going for. But I'm gonna definitely get it. It's a one-off. You'll probably, again, Johnny Depp already specified that he's not doing this again. So it's kind of good to have one. So I'll just take it. I'll just take one while I can get it. You know what I mean?
Do you have an example where you saw the blogger photos that the head sculpt was pretty soft, but then you actually got it in hand?
I don't. Well, here's the thing, because I tend to actually, like, once I see the blogger photos, I wait to people like MRC. Once he gets it in hand, or most of the actual collectors will get it in hand. You can tell, but MRC, because he does a lot of his high-res photos and videos and in 4K and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll wait till he gets it. I can actually tell from there. I know it's not a lot of filtering, and it's easier to kind of like just take a look at those photos and determine for myself. Yeah, that's what I do, man. I don't, again, the blogger photos are definitely different, and you can see, because even like with those photos, it sort of makes it look like he's wearing an awful lot of makeup in a sense. You know what I mean? It just, the face looks really glossy, and like the color looks different. So I just, like I said, I'll wait till I get it in hand, and I'll see from there. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, there, Mr. LAEL. And Mr. Keith, how about you? Well, what are your thoughts on this?
You know what? And Leo's right that the makeup on him, it makes him look a lot darker than I think they wanted it to be. The layers of clothing and the outfit that that he's wore in the movie is like, that's a lot of stuff, and it looks good. It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look poorly made, and it's a great figure. I didn't get it though, but I think it's a great figure for anybody that's a fan of the movies. Even though, like I said, I'm almost like you. I saw maybe the first. I think I saw that second one. After that, I got really, not interested in what was going on, because it's basically the same thing over and over. But hey, anybody that's getting, especially the Artisan one, is definitely getting a great figure. But not for me.
Okay, all right. Mr. Adam, I don't recall if you were interested in this. Did you end up picking this guy up?
I'm like Gio, I'm like you and Keith. I enjoyed the first film, and I saw the second, and I tapped out on the film franchise after that. And again, I enjoyed the first film, but it wasn't. I kind of equate this to like the first two Avatars. I enjoyed those movies. 2 hours later, don't ask me what that thing was about. It wasn't, it didn't have the resonance with me, like say some of the MCU or Star Wars, or even the Snyderverse films. I tell you though, this is the most beautiful figure with the most gorgeous diorama base that I've seen, that I wish I loved, that I could spend that money on. I just don't have an affinity. I'd be violating my own personal rules, and I don't have an affinity for the character. Or Depp is a talented actor. I like some of his other stuff, but not enough that I want to spend the money on this. I'd love that, man, that wheel that I'm not into sailing, steering wheel, whatever you call that, the thing that moves the ship. I'd love to use that with some other, like put Deadpool on it, or put some other figures on it, take some photos just to goof around. Beautiful figure, really. I wish I loved it. I wish I loved the franchise and the characters so much that I could get it, but I just don't.
We all know that dioramas aren't made for just that figure that the diorama came with.
It's true. Yeah, that might be something. If I really want that diorama, is to wait and get it elsewhere down the road, if it's pawned off. But there's a lot of people who really do like this franchise, and I think if you do, you got to be happy with this. And the warp speed that Hot Toys came out with this, like you said, it came out announced in March and is out January 1st. That's they hit the they told Mr. Stula warp speed factors warp factor 7.
And then people are getting this figure, right? They're getting their invoice, their emails from Sideshow. That was probably the most surprising thing, actually, because
It's quick, very quick. Yeah.
Because I'm still waiting for the Artisan Joker. I just got a delay email about the Artisan Anakin. So that in itself is surprising as well. So, Mr. Dave, your thoughts?
I got my email notification for this week, and y'all, I messed up. Like, look, my Jack Sparrow money went to fixing my car last month. So, and I still haven't gotten Ladypool yet. So a decision had to be made. And I decided to move mine on. I didn't straight cancel it because that NRD is a lot. But I decided to move mine on. Found somebody who wanted them, and I immediately regret that decision. I'm going to spend more for this later, most likely.
Oh yeah.
But this, I need this. I need this figure. This is so good. And he doesn't trump anything like I mentioned in the last stream today. My whole collection, I'm looking at it, and it goes Marvel, DC, Star Wars. I don't have anything that's outside of those right now, and I gotta stay true to what I'm really focusing on. But I'm going to most likely be chasing this one because the regular edition just doesn't cut it for me. Like, I gotta have that cloth bandana. I gotta have that wool hair because it just don't look right otherwise. I love this figure so much.
Yeah, it looks good.
Every one of these pictures, I'm just like, I don't even understand how something can be so beautiful.
I like this pose right here. Like, if I had it, I would probably pose them like this.
You know what? The hand gestures that came with the figure are perfect for this figure. I mean, they're really
good.
Really good.
Yeah, this thing is tops, man. Like, if someone were going to ask me what Hot Toys does or what like an artisan figure is, this is what I would show them. This is the figure that I would show them.
I agree. This is definitely the pinnacle of what they do. And this when you see this, this is a hot toy, and this is
man. I mean, just go back to that last picture.
Let me go back here. This one or
look at
this one?
Look at no, go back. The one with the look at that. He ain't even wearing the coat. He ain't wearing the hat, and that is bleeding perfect, man. Look at that. Look at that damn thing.
It looks like a photograph actually of him. It does. It really
does. Dude. This thing is. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous.
That's why I wish I loved it, because it really does look incredible.
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting this one. No, the decision's been made. I'm gonna have to get this. I'm gonna hate spending the extra money on it. I'm gonna hate it, but I'm gonna have to get it.
Well,
this is gonna become that chase figure for me.
We have Mr. Brick Artemis dropping by. Say, what's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing very well there, Mr. Brick Artemis. And Brick just released a video on his channel, so we're here to check that out there regarding 2025 figures. So thank you, Brick, for joining us here tonight there. And Ben from the Ben Thomas Show is also here. So say, hey, what's up, Mr. Ben Thomas? Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Really appreciate that there. All right, and then we have Jose Plus also dropping by here. So what's up, fellas? Leo's on the show. Very cool. Yeah, thank you so much there, Mr. Jose Plus. And yes, I would agree with that. Thank you for watching live right now. And Yomo's trying to use a gift membership emoji. I mean, you can't really see it through here, but he's using that right now. So thank you for using that. Yomo. Let's see. Hello to the rest and of the awesome panel as well. Of course. Thank you so much there, Jose. Let's see. It looks like you're just talking amongst yourselves there. Brick says, Gio, I've looked everywhere for the link to become a member. Oh, actually, I think I dropped it in the live chat. I'll give you guys more details about that a little later. I just kind of want to get this thing going, but I'll give you more details about that. But it should be in the live chat. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone there. Then we have, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, so very sorry. Dogito. I got lucky and my waitlist converted for the Artisan on this one. So thanks so much for joining. First time I see you here in the live chat. So welcome and congrats. Because I know a lot of people want this figure, like Mr. Dave, as an example.
Might have been X-Man. Was that X-Man? Or did you sell it?
Maybe.
Somebody else. Somebody else took over the
Now mine's still on my thing, but I'm passing it on to someone else through mine. So
got it.
I did go on and make a whole new account with a whole new email to get on the wait list. I got no hope, but we're gonna see.
I'm sure you'll get him eventually, Dave. Eventually. Now, 10 years from now, you'll get him eventually. All right, so let's move on to the next one here. So we have the Darth. Is it MALGUS?
Malgus.
Yeah.
I
am not familiar with this character. I'm gonna be straight up here. I'm not familiar with it. I asked Dave in the on Instagram earlier, and to create this video game file, right? So I thought this was from the Knights of the Old Republic, but it looks like it's from the Old Republic. Release date December 20th, 2011. Platform, multiple platforms. Developer BioWare and Broadsword Online Games. I've never played this. Like I said, I think I've seen pictures of this character, and I figured it was a legend character of some sort. I think he looks cool. But I don't know who he is, so I can't invest. And actually, this figure was a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. It is $305, expected to ship between January and June of 2026. Again, using Sideshow's information here, but of course you can get it at other locations there. But so Mr. Leo, since you know this character, I believe, pretty well, so what are your thoughts on this guy here?
I think they captured everything that you would want, from the character. Again, we're talking about, MALGUS, one of the most feared Sith Lords. Tragic though. There's like a lot of tragedy behind this character, and in most cases, like it's the character that's mostly weighted, because to be quite honest, you don't know whether or not you might disagree with like his approach, but the dogmatic bureaucracy, I would actually want to say, of the Jedi Order itself. It's like you might look at it and be like, see, like their hubris is coming back to haunt them in so many different cases and so many different aspects of it. But Malgus is a very interesting character. So when they announced this, I was like, oh shit, like, okay, we're doing this. And which we should have expected, to be quite honest, because they're doing the whole Legends line. So again, I always talk about, I hope they do Nihilus. I hope they do Malak, from, Nihilus and Malak from Knights of the Old Republic itself. I definitely hope that they dip into that. Treya, I hope they give us a Treya as well. But there's so much richness in those particular characters. And I think that the game itself, Knights of the Old Republic and the Old Republic, is what, in my opinion, has kept the synergy and the energy of the Star Wars universe alive, because people can dip into that and say, look, it was an experience and gameplay and everything. So it was definitely an experience, and it was incredible. You can even go back and watch some like the cinematic. You don't have to play the game. You can just go watch the cinematic. Like just the movie itself, and it's incredible. But this figure I am so happy for. And here's the thing: is like when we look at this particular figure versus the other one that we're going to eventually talk about here, this, in my opinion, is worth the $305, because not only are you getting the you're getting the LED light up features with the suit itself, you get basically two head sculpts, or not two head sculpts, you get like different options that you can utilize, different ways that you can do it, and you get the light up base with the accessories and everything. I think this is incredible. I cannot wait for this figure. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait for it to go down.
And see, this is one of those examples where, okay, I have no idea who this guy is, but I'm also excited for members of the community who have always wanted, either this character or X character or Z character or whatever. So I do like to see that, that there's a character that they actually are making. And of course, we've seen that a lot more often since 2024 with the whole writer strike and actor strike in 2023.
Yeah.
So we got to see a lot of those. And, you know, it's a very, very good thing for the community, I would say. But
yeah.
Mr. Dave, I think you're a bit familiar with this guy. So what are your thoughts?
Vaguely. I never played the MMO. I've watched the cinematic film bit of it, and this dude is sick as hell. I'm very glad that this is not a character that I'm invested in so much, so I don't need to worry about that. But he is something. Oh, look at that dude. He looks great. He looks so good. And some folks were talking earlier today about how he's kind of like, you know, a lot of his visual is, you know, it's a little bit of this guy, a little bit of that guy, a little bit of, you know, and yeah, it is. But even still, he looks like such a crazy character, right? Like I can only imagine how insane this dude is, like just in his own story, right? Like I know very little about him, but from what I've seen, you know, that's enough to leave an impression. This guy's pretty sick. Thank goodness it's not for me, but this thing is awesome. I think anybody who's getting this dude is going to be very, very, very happy with him.
Okay. Mr. Keith, what are your thoughts?
Listen, Darth MALGUS is a big time character in that game, and for them to bring this out was a big surprise. The other character that I would love to see, and I'm pretty sure LAEL, the other guys who are Star Wars fans, is Darth Nihilus. Darth Nihilus was definitely.
Yeah, Nihilus will be cool.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, it's good to see that they went, you know, deep and they went into the video games and are pulling characters out of the video games. There's so many more characters they can pull out of video games.
Scion.
I mean, a bunch of
Yeah.
You know, and for them to do this was a big surprise, and I'm glad they did. And I'm getting it. I'm definitely gonna yell, no doubt. I'm still trying to figure out what the tilted base is gonna do. What we're gonna yell to. I don't know why having tilted like that. I just don't understand that. But you know,
ambiance, just for the ambiance. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, so I don't know.
The image they have of him with it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, no. When it's leaning back and he's stepping over it, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks good. So, you know, I guess it is kind of a good look to see him like stepping up, you know, or whatever. But yeah, I like it. It's a good figure. I can't wait.
My bad. Yeah.
Mr. Adam, what are your thoughts?
You know, if I lived in the Star Wars universe and I was looking to make some Republic credits, I would become a dermatologist or start the hair club for men because they really need it there. A lot of characters that might need some, you know, they could use it. Yeah, this is another awesome looking figure. I love, you know what I really love is that base, man. And I hope there's some more, you know, Hot Toys has a habit of reusing, sometimes to their, people criticize reusing bases. Most recently did with Bane, and they reused the Catwoman base. But this is, I don't plan on picking up this figure. I didn't play this game, so I've heard of the character. I'm just not as familiar with it. This is not one for me, but I know a lot of people love both the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic game. And this is a sick looking figure. And I'll tell you, I can't wait to see some of the pictures that people take where they line up their Dark Lords of the Sith. In fact, I saw one on one of the Facebook groups this afternoon where someone just got the Darth Sidious, and they had Count Dooku and Obi-Wan Anakin and Darth Maul, Kylo Ren, and it was an awesome. It was like a graduation photo, and they're all lined up there.
Almost like the picture you ever seen a picture of? They have the dark side on one side, and then they have the light side on the other.
Yeah,
yeah. I guess it's almost like that. That would be that would be a good picture.
You know, I just hope just looking at that photo there, I hope that they do a better job on the cloak, the hood of the cloak, than I guess they've done with Darth Revan. I think one of the criticisms of Darth Revan is you can't keep that hood down.
Oh, okay.
It's not wired.
All right. Any other thoughts on this character, guys? This figure? All right, so let's move on to the next one here. Let me move it over here. Okay, so this is something that I was not expecting, even though we know that this line was well active, right? So we have Nicepool from the Deadpool and Wolverine line, and they tease Blade, they tease the battle damaged Deadpool that Ryan Reynolds posted. So and then we get this out of nowhere. So I think that was kind of interesting there. But let me open up the movie figure file. From Deadpool and Wolverine. Release date July 26, 2024. Marvel Studios / Disney. Rotten Tomato score 78%. So the critics gave it a positive review out of 413 reviews, and 94% of the audience gave it a positive review out of 25,000 submissions. The box office for this film is $1.3 billion, which is the second highest grossing film of 2024. For this one, if you are interested in buying this on Sideshow, it's $305, expected to ship between January and June of 2026. I guess the first thing that I noticed with this one is that it's not rooted, it's not artisan.
Yes.
And I thought that it would be. If they were going to do a Deadpool that would be kind of like an artisan or at least rooted hair, I would think it would be this one, because the real Deadpool is bald. So I thought that it would be this one here. So that was a bit surprising. A lot of you guys know that I'm not really collecting too much Marvel at this time. I might be getting a couple of the Resistance members that they've teased, like for me, Blade and Gambit. I got the Wolverine for Deadpool Wolverine, so I got that guy. So I definitely wanted him. This one, I'm not planning on getting him, but I know a lot of you guys who are collecting the line, especially Mr. Dave, are probably excited about this one here. So let's throw it to you, Mr. Dave. What was your reaction when you first saw this? Like your very first time you saw this photo, what did you say to yourself?
I said this right here. I said, okay, damn it.
There you go.
See, I wasn't when I first saw this movie, I was like, Nicepool, that's funny. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But he kind of grew on me as I watched the movie, again and again and again. And I was sitting there thinking, if they announce a Nicepool, do I need a Nicepool? And then I was like, yeah, because I've wanted a Deadpool core for so long, and I've been working on it. And they finally gave me like the characters, that were like the analogs for the comic version of the Deadpool core that I've been wanting for a long time. And I was sitting there thinking, I wonder if this will go into the bargain bin, or if it'll be such a small run that it'll sell out because only so many people decide to get them. And I was like, you know what? I can't risk that. I'm getting my Deadpool core, and I'm going in. I'm getting my friggin' Deadpool core. So I already got this guy on order with Underground. And yeah, dude, this is, I do think that they could do some things to make him a little bit better. I think that, and I've heard some other people say this too, that, he should have, like how they did with Wolverine, give him some of the battle damage swap out pieces, and give him like a stump neck or something because of that one scene. And I think that really the big miss here for me is this is the third dog pool that they've made.
Oh, that's right.
and not one of them is positioned in a way that it looks like she's actually being held by somebody.
Yeah.
Which is because that's like the majority of her time on screen is she's being held. And she needs to look like that. So I think they really messed up by not doing that. I'm still, it's not going to stop me from buying the figure. But yeah, I think that was kind of a miss. I'd love to have one of my Deadpools holding Dogpool and actually have it look right, you know. But all that aside, I'm very happy for this. I love that they took that big friggin' base with the spotlights on it and made it all gold. It's so fancy, and it's perfect for him. It's ridiculous. I think it's funny how they decided to actually go in and finally redo the electronics in that base to make those lights light up, because they won't do it for anybody else, and they refuse to get rid of those lights even though they don't work. And it's not even, you know, like a compartment for them to have batteries or anything. I think that's so friggin' absurd and funny and perfect for this character that's what they did. So yeah, man, this is it for me. This is things like this make it okay for me to let a Jack Sparrow go from time to time. Like this is where my collection is going, and this is great. This is fantastic. Give me all the Deadpools. I want them all.
All right. Mr. Adam, what are your thoughts on Nicepool?
You know, I think based, and obviously we haven't heard the rest of the panel on this, but based on some of the other shows I've been watching the last couple days, I think Dave and I are the outliers on this. I really like this. I plan on getting it. You know, I've wanted to. I think we've talked in previous episodes about how I wish a Ryan Reynolds head sculpt came with the initial Deadpool, much like they recently teased. Given a choice, I'd rather have the Nicepool. I just think he was an interesting character. It was an important character to that movie, and I think it would be a fun conversation piece when people come into my collection room, to my office here, and see that with the other figures. And you know, I am going to have him. I think the pose I'm going to have him in is likely holding one of the dog pools. So I think this is, it's not for everyone, but if you're in on this film, and I'm not in on everything, I have Deadpool, I'm getting the Wolverine, I'm getting I have Ladypool that should be coming in a couple weeks. I think this will probably be the third or fourth figure. I haven't ordered yet, but I may get Kidpool on the couch, see how that turns out.
Oh, okay.
I think this is a conversation piece. I like it.
All right. Mr. Keith, what do you think about this one?
I'm with you, 1 out of 12 and X-Men. I'm going to get this, and we were talking about it the other day. I love it. Like I said, it's the only Deadpool that doesn't have a healing factor. So that was that's what made him unique to me, and that's the reason why I like it so much. And Giovanni is right. It should have been, we talked about this too other day, it should have been rooted hair. I know it's kind of a, it would make it a limited type of figure. I know they wouldn't make a lot of them, and hopefully they wouldn't have put it behind a paywall, but we'll never know. So it should have been rooted hair. It would have been perfect. Like I said, I like the everything about it. The only thing I don't like is the 305. I think it should have been a little bit less than that. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to be getting this because, like I said, I got, I think Lady Deadpool and Deadpool will be here Thursday. I got Wolverine ordered. I'll get him. I didn't order Kidpool yet, but I'm going to order him. So those will probably be the only 5 figures I have from it. Maybe Blade for sure. And Gambit Gambit. That'll probably be it for me. I don't really X-23, maybe down the road a little bit, and Elektra, if they put her out, that'll be down the road too. But those are the 5 main characters I'll get. But it's a great looking figure. I love it.
Yeah. And then Mr. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, the thing is, it's like it's Nicepool. I was definitely surprised that they wouldn't have done it, as an artisan piece, and given us both 2 SKUs. I thought that would have been, definitely something that I thought for sure they would do, but they didn't. And it is what it is. I mean, it also just lets you know that it is tangible for a lot of people who want it. They're not hiding it behind a paywall, so you can get it if you want to actually have this figure in hand. I want it specifically just because it's a multiversal version of a character that we know. And like I said the other day, I have 3 different versions of an Avengers team. I have my Dark Avengers here. I have like a certain set of Avengers over here that Loki put together. And then I have, you know, an Avengers squad led by Sam Wilson. So, but you know, again, to have this added into the collection somewhere as a multiversal version of, you know, Deadpool, even though he didn't do shit in the film, but just looked pretty. You know, literally, he didn't do anything else other than that. He was just a face. But I like the armor. I do agree that they missed the mark on giving us a figure that had, you know, just, you know, being able to hold, because that's the only thing is, it's like, again, Dogpool is becoming another Grogu character. You know, you see that, you know what I mean? Where it's with every Deadpool, you know, figure that we actually see it. You know, but, and I would, you know, would have been dope and crazy about this if they would have gave us a Honda backdrop behind him. You know, even not just the vehicle, but just a backdrop. That would have been decent. But yeah, no, definitely it's worth having. 305, I'm right there with you, Keith. I don't think it's worth 305. I don't care if they do give you a light up base. They could have taken that, you know, that price could have been a tad bit lower, especially with limited accessories. I have Ladypool, I had Deadpool. You know, this would definitely look good in that section as well. You know, but yeah, I mean, I think it, you know, this is the first time you get like a Ryan Reynolds head sculpt that Hot Toys has done in a while, and we kind of knew that they would. I would, and the reason why I'm erring towards this over the what is it, the unmasked deluxe version, I don't need that version. Just for me, I don't, because I'm going to always have, you know, Wade's, you know, mask on him. I don't need that particular version. This would be something that I would kind of lean towards, because again, it just kind of makes sense. So
yeah, that makes sense. Definitely. All right. So thanks for that, guys, for your input there for Nicepool. Let me look at the live chat here. So we have actually, let me do this now. Let me just remove this real quick. I'll just talk about the membership.
And Gio, before you go on, I do want to say one other thing about this figure. For everybody out there, if you're wondering how I'm getting this, and I just wanted to make that announcement, I am using the X-Men Supreme credit card, all black. It's been introduced. That's coming soon. So I'm the test dummy for all the cards that come across the screen. So thank you. Anyway, sorry about that, Gio.
There you go. So sign up, everyone. For that, right?
Hey, while you're on it, LAEL, run another Jack Sparrow for me on that.
All right, well, thank you guys for that. There. Okay, so let's go and do this. So we have. So I did launch the membership on my channel.
Word.
I call it the Canon Matrix. So enter the Canon Matrix. We have Feel the Burn, who signed up. I think it was like maybe yesterday. So he was able to pop up here. So thank you so much, Mr. Feel the Burn, there for joining, for being one of the first members there. And then Brick Artemis also just joined here today. So thank you so much for that. But let me just do this real quick, because I'm going to give you a little bit more details about the actual membership. So this is the first one that I'm doing here today. So let me see here. Okay, so we have the Canon Matrix. So enter the Canon Matrix. When you do become a member, I will ask you a question. I'll tell you what the question is in just a bit, but it's related to pills. You get there's 2 tiers. There's perks that you can get. The main and obvious ones are when it comes to giveaways. So you guys know that I do a lot of giveaways. So depending on which one you get, 1.0 or 2.0, you'll have more chances of winning. Each character will have a powers, skills, or expertise, which I'll give you more information about that later. And then, of course, we have the membership emojis, keep, gift, or destroy, which I do on my channel here. And the 4th one that they allow me to add here, there's a no spoon. I'm also doing in the future, a special version of this membership, the Matrix Simulation of Horror. That's coming soon. I'll give you guys more details about that too. Matrix Simulation of Gotham City, same thing. I'll give you more details about that later. Matrix Simulation of the Star Wars universe. Again, details later about that, because the whole theme about the membership is Matrix, right? So there's programs, there's universes, and so forth. And the last one is the Marvel universe. So that'll be the last Matrix simulation. So what I'm going to do is I'm asking you a question when you become a member, and this is the question that I will ask you.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
So whether you pick the red pill or the blue pill, it's just a matter of what your character is going to be. Are you going to be under the allegiance of the resistance, or are you going to be an agent? When it comes to the abilities and expertise and skills that I'm going to add to your character, you could add or download, quote unquote, these skills each month of membership, depending if you have the 1.0 or the 2.0. So 1.0 is 1, 2.0 is 2, same thing with the giveaways and things like that. So that's the way that we're going to do that here. And I'm going to play this little video here right now. So that's for the members who decide to take the red pill. So I'll make one for the blue pill. I just didn't have time to make one. But that's just the way that's going to go here with this membership there. The skills and the expertise that I mentioned earlier, they're going to go towards something that I'm going to do later on in the membership. So if you are a member and I asked you what are your skills and expertise and so forth, and you picked the ones that I asked you to pick, don't share them because it might be important later on within the membership. But yeah, so that's just my membership there. The link, if you want to join there, I guess you don't have to, it's not required, but if you would like to join, the link is in the chat. I think it's the first link that I dropped in there. So there you go there. But thank you everyone who has joined so far. So let me go ahead and show those now here. So we have actually, let me move this around here because hold on a sec, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna move some of you guys on here, but so far we have Yomo, King Churro, who has joined the membership in the resistance. They took the red pill. The agents who have joined are 1 Adam 12. Someone who I know in the real world, Robbie, he's joined here 2.0, and then Feel the Burn has joined as well. So thank you so much, guys. And then Brick, who just joined here tonight. So obviously I didn't make an icon for him, but of course I'll make for him later. But again, thank you guys for the ones who have joined. Greatly appreciate that so far. You know, quite a few already within the first few days, so really appreciate that. And let's look at the live chat real quick here. Let's go to let's see. Yoma says, I'm still in hopes of getting some Wolverine variants, Brown Suit, Age of Apocalypse, and Patch. And then Dugito says, always with the awesome backgrounds, Mr. Keith. Yeah, definitely. And then Aaron Collects, dropping by here, says, sorry, fellas, won't be able to make it tonight. Phone is at 5%. No L train, no A train. Like, what the fuck? Leo knows. So not a problem there, Mr. Aaron Collects. Thank you so much for joining us here in the live chat.
He's actually stuck in a no way situation, especially if he's on the A and the L. If he's looking for the A and the L, L is always like delayed or late after a certain time. So yeah, he's probably kind of either waiting for an Uber or he's gonna get home late, depending on where he's at.
That's great.
Okay.
But MTA, man.
But thank you so much, Aaron. Though of course we'll bring you on here as soon as you can, maybe next week or sometime in the month. But thank you so much there. Mark P dropping by says, like it was said on International Lounge, tariff included. He says, Mark P. And I don't think I've seen you in the live chat before, so welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here. Then X-Man says, or Yomo says, X-Man, don't hold out on your boy with that credit card there. So there you go. And
formal line.
And then Yomo says, I love that you made the Destroy logo with Carnage. Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about there, Yomo, right? So he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But thank you so much there. Oh, you can actually see this emoji here of the the White Rabbits. You know, follow the White Rabbit. Let's see. Aaron Collects also just joined. Aaron Collects became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Aaron. And Brick and Aaron, since you guys have just joined tonight, you can either do it here or on Instagram, whatever. Just let me know if you're going to choose the red or the blue pill. Let me make it up real quick. Says Aaron Collects. So, well, thank you so much, Aaron. All right, so let's move on to the next thing here, and let's start with, since we already talked about all the figures that were either announced or released. So this is the first time that I'm having LAEL and Mr. Keith on the show. So, like I said earlier, I normally have the entire panel provide a fantasy pick. But, you know, because we have the Figures Talk awards nominations, it's going to take a little while. So I decided to just stick to the newcomers here for tonight. So we're going to do the Fantasy Figure Zone. Now, I ask either new members of the Canon Council of the night or just overall a question. And the question is, what is a figure that you would like for Hot Toys, Jazz Inc., or InArt to manufacture? It could be one that has never been manufactured, or it could be a 2.0 or even a 3.0 if we're at that point, right? So I asked you guys individually there. I asked LAEL and Mr. Keith. I'm going to reveal their picks with this question that I asked them earlier in the week. And let's start with Mr. Keith. I'm going to reveal it right now. And you take it away, Mr. Keith.
Yes, I will.
There you go. And we got a nice tease in the background, but there you go. Take it away.
Yes. Listen, I love all Jack Kirby stuff, no matter what it is. A lot of people don't even know that Jack Kirby even drew Superman for DC, which I would love to get a version of that Superman because of his drawing style and everything. I love Big Barda because Big Barda is equivalent to the Marvel version of Wonder Woman. It's the same powers, same strength level. The only thing that she has that Wonder Woman doesn't have is her staff. And that's it. And like I said, it's just, you know, with her and the storyline of Mr. Miracle, and then, you know, and the whole storyline of the New Gods and everything, you have no idea. That's my jam. I love it. I do have the it was some 6-inch figures, the New Gods figures that came out back in the late 2000s, I think. No, early 2000s. I do have all of them. And the one figure I was trying to find, there's a quick story. I was at a little outdoor rummage type sale. So I was looking through this bin looking for figures. The Darkseid figure with the Infinity Gauntlet, which a lot of people don't know, is he had the Infinity Gauntlet first. It was in a tub. I found Orion, and the guy says, "I know what you're looking for." And I said, "What am I looking for?" And he dug down in the bin and pulled out Darkseid, which at the time was $100 figure online on eBay, and I got it for $30. So, you know, I have Light Ray, I have Metron, I have Calibac, I have all of them. So, for them to make any kind of New Gods figures, anybody to make some six scale figures, I would definitely purchase any of them, especially the Big Barda. She's my favorite.
Okay, all right. Now I'm not familiar with this character, but I know you gave me a couple of options, and this is the one that you picked.
Yeah, no, that's the Jack Kirby version, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's the Kirby version, right?
And I know I sent you like a different version, so like, no, it's not that one. It's the Jack Kirby one. So yeah,
that's the one right there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyone in the panel? Any thoughts on this character? If you know the character, just any quick thoughts on it?
I have the DC Direct version of Big Barda that I got like 20-ish, 25 years ago, something like that. I don't know. It's packed away. I used to have the Hasbro 3 3/4 inch and DC Direct figures and some old Marvel Legends out, and we have a finished basement. And then when we had our daughter, you know, she took over that room and everything got packed out. The unfinished part.
I hear that.
Yeah, but I tell you, I you know, now with Hot Toys announcing, I guess a 90th anniversary line of
Yeah.
DC
Oh, yeah.
figures.
Yeah.
I hope what they do is what they're starting to do with Hano and their own line of Marvel comic based. They just announced that Dark Knight Returns figure, which I think looks spectacular. I plan on getting that. I would love for them to do a line of DC comics inspired figures.
Yes.
And if they go so deep, and it's Big Barter is kind of a deep cut, but I hope they go that deep, because I think just as like Marvel's went deep with their line with the MCU, I would love that Marvel or DC Universe films is so successful that they're able to correctly, I don't say correctly, but a more faithful interpretation of the New Gods and Darkseid and those whole storylines.
What really upset me about the Snyderverse, Darkseid routine, the whole thing, is that you could have went a whole lot of different ways besides the way you went. And one of those ways I advocated was you could have had the female Furies fighting the Justice League. Then you go to Apocalypse, and then you get to Darkseid. That's what could have happened. But they messed that up. And like I said, Big Barter was a part of the female Furies, which is Granny Goodness and the whole deal. So, I mean, a lot of things could have been done different. But like I said, Kirby and the New Gods, that's my jam, and I just love it. And like I said, if I ever got a 6 scale, it would make my day for sure. So
I thought they did that storyline justice. If you ever watched Superman the animated series, I thought they did a pretty decent take.
Well, I mean, and she was in I think she was in the Justice League. They had a couple of the Justice League.
Superman Apocalypse, that animated Superman Batman Apocalypse, that was dope. They definitely did justice with that. And again, like I said, it's crazy because Ava DuVernay was actually supposed to do a New Gods film. Right. And they scrapped that whole idea. So that was crazy.
So maybe one day.
Yeah, well,
that's it.
We might get it. Although when we did the fantasy figure tier list last month, there was only about like maybe 10, 11 that actually became reality out of like over 100 fantasy picks throughout the year. Wow. But you never know. Though. Any other thoughts on this pick before we move on to Mr. Lael's pick?
No, I think it's definitely a dope pick, and he's right on the nose. Battles before she, again, she sided with good. Her and Mr. Miracle. I love that storyline. I definitely love that storyline, even though in certain aspects of it, it was tragic, bro.
It was.
But then they've made good on it lately. It's definitely been a good run. And she's powerful, bro. She's a powerful character. Definitely invulnerable. And you know what I mean? She's an Eternal. She's definitely an Eternal. Like, she can't be killed. You know what I mean? She can't. But definitely I think that they kind of missed out, the opportunity. I hope some way down the line we get a live action version of her. That would be dope. That would and if we do get a live action version, let her be 6 foot at least.
At least
6'1". She got to be 6'1", powerful. Let's go with accuracy on this one.
Yes, I know it's an actress out there that can fill the bill somewhere.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Now, who does agree with this is Mr. Yomo as well. Says awesome fantasy figure choice.
Thank you, Yomo. Thank you.
And Simon says I totally buy a 6 scale. Big Barter.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us here in the live chat. And Classy Thomas says, how about a Big Barter / Miracle Man 2-pack?
All day.
All day long.
All day long.
All right. Well, thank you guys for that. And thank you for participating in this, Mr. Keith. Greatly appreciate that.
All right. Appreciate it. Yep.
So let's move on to Mr. Lael's pick. Fantasy figure pick. Take it away.
Okay, so again, I've been saying this for the longest time, bro. I want Annihilus. Annihilus has always been the epitome of evil, like literally the epitome of evil. But a powerful, like a very powerful character, even through death. His mask right now is haunted. Like his power is in the mask itself. He's a force eater. He's an essence eater, and that's what made him 10 times more powerful. You know what I mean, as a character. Scion, both, you know, Scion and Nihilus were the ones responsible for taking the power away from Treya, you know, even though we know she got it back, you know, in the games itself. But definitely an incredible character. And the lore behind it is incredible. Ever since this introduction, somebody always asked me, like, what would you choose, him or Maul? And and as much as a Maul fan that I am, Nihilus all day. Like Nihilus all day, just mainly because of sheer power and just the mystery surrounding this character, even some of his influences, even his own Padawan at one point. But yeah, I love this character. You know, my honorable mention, of course, was Bastila Shan, because I definitely love Bastila Shan from Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, give me this all day. I'm with it. Give me Nihilus. I need a Nihilus in my collection, and I'm there.
This another character I'm not familiar with, but any other thoughts on Leo's pick?
That's a good one, dude. This is KOTOR and KOTOR 2. Oh, those are my favorite games,
bruh.
I play those games at least once every year or two ever since they were released. For like the last 20 plus years, I've been playing those games, and they're just so good.
Yeah.
And this dude right here, the wound in the Force himself, man. This guy did some big stuff in that lore there. And man, I'll tell you, if they make more Knights of the Old Republic figures, I'm in trouble.
Wasn't he a founder of the Sith Academy?
What'd you say?
Was he a founder member of the Sith Academy, or was he in the Sith Academy?
Who?
Darth Nihilus.
Nihilus?
Yeah.
Nihilus?
I don't know.
No,
he wasn't.
Not Nihilus. Not Nihilus.
Oh, I think Malgus was. Malgus was.
Malik. Malik,
because Revan and Malik formed the Sith Academy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, through this, bro, him. I mean, like I said, he is the epitome of. He's like Star Wars version of Galactus. Literally.
Okay. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He's the, again, because he feeds off of the Force and the essence of Force users. That's what keeps him powerful. And his villainy is just unparalleled, bro. Even though it was crazy because, for KOTOR 2, I always said that he should have been the boss at the very end. Not Treya. It should have been him, but we didn't get that. You know what I mean? We didn't get that. And I understand why, because Treya's story and her ties in with both her and Scion. It made sense. I would definitely get a Scion too. But this right here,
Scion.
Yeah, this right here, Nihilus all day. I need this.
I gotta get this mask.
If they do this, I swear to God, if they actually do this figure, if they release this figure, like when they say it's that one figure that once you get, you've reached the bucket list of figures that you can honestly say you would want in your collection. If they gave me this figure, my collection could end tomorrow and I'd be happy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Literally. That's how much I want this figure, bro. I want this so bad. And I think it would be so dope. And I think it's heading towards that. It definitely is.
I think Howard Chan clearly is a fan of these now called Legends characters. And listen, it boggles my mind. It truly boggles my mind why Lucasfilm has not taken these characters and made films or series based on. I mean, guys, you have source material here. You have a built-in audience. You do what your sister company Marvel does. That's under the Disney umbrella. They take storylines from the comics, the characters and storylines, and they adapt them. They don't. It's not because you can't do necessarily a word for word or panel for panel adaptation. There's a different medium. You want to some of them from different times. You gotta update a bit, and you can do the same here. But you have a blueprint. Come on, McFly.
Let's make it happen. Like, come on, let's make it happen. And the thing is,
I'm for that.
they asked Kathleen Kennedy about this, and she said, yes, they were going to actually do a Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, that's that dumb bitch, nothing.
And it just didn't go anywhere. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you guys have everything right there. You have everything right there in front of you. You can make this happen. I don't know what's holding you back. And here's the thing: is like, look, I'm a firm believer that any studio, when you get an IP, you want to give the best interpretation. Sometimes the fan, we can't have it all. But if you know what makes sense, and if it makes sense and it's going to bring you money, are you afraid of it? Because this is what people want, and if it's done well, people would be accepting. And I just don't. Knights of the Old Republic is so rich. Like, Knights of the Old Republic in general is Star Wars, honestly, in my opinion. Both KOTOR 2, and Old Republic is Star Wars Lord of the Rings. Because there's so much lore in it. And it makes so much sense, but you just won't do it. Like, what's wrong with y'all, motherfucker?
You don't have to have BB-8 and R2-D2 and everybody making jokes, and doesn't have to be funny. It could be a serious movie, and if you did this would be, like Leo said, your Lord of the Rings. That's what this would be.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would watch 3 hours of a KOTOR movie, and then another 3 hours of another KOTOR movie,
all day.
And another 3 hours of another. I would watch 24 hours of KOTOR.
Yeah, all day.
It just doesn't make any sense to keep grinding the same characters and same story over and over and over. Let it go and do something else.
I think the problem is you don't have a creator at the head of Lucasfilm. You have Kathleen Kennedy, and I know a lot of people rightfully, criticize
Adam
her.
12, she's just the head. She's not the money lady. Okay, the money people are the one that tells her what they want.
Well, Iger, yeah.
Look, Kathleen Kennedy is just, and put it this way, bro. Say what you will about her. She is one of the best producers out there that have ever, again, because people keep in mind they forget that if Mandalorian never crossed her table, it wouldn't happen. She greenlit that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that she did greenlight, but it's just the simple fact that I think, and even here's the thing, and this is where I fought and criticized Disney on, is because she is the head of Lucasfilms, just that particular division, but she's not the ones that's behind the scenes. It's like they basically make her the head, and they want to claim that she's the decision maker from a certain aspect of it. But anytime something is faulty, it's because they've made certain decisions to go a certain route. And I'm pretty sure she, amongst other individuals, are fighting for certain things, but her hands are tied because you got motherfuckers who don't know the lore that are calling the shots. And that's fucked up. But then she has to catch the brunt of it, and then we hate, or individuals will hate on her when it's just like, yo, it's only so much that she can actually do. She's just like the president of the United States, only so much that you can actually do when you have other people calling shots. So it's kind of a hard situation, but obviously, and that's just like even the record industry. You can kind of equate both of them the same way. In the record industry, you have motherfuckers that don't know music. They don't know anything about music, and they'll basically just put any artist out there, but they have zero idea of how to make it work. So I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is at the end of the day. I hope, and I'm very optimistic for Star Wars because I love this so much, and I'm hoping that we can get it'll get better.
Yeah, okay. I do. I really do.
Any other thoughts, guys, before we move on to the next segment here?
All I know is I need an HK-47.
Oh, right.
That's what I need.
That's right. That's the bigger pig right there. Yeah.
Right.
X-Men is going hard, man.
Bro, I you know what I used to do? The crazy part about it before we move on, and this is real quick, it's funny as hell. I used to just to kind of F with some of the characters that were there, because again, as a character that you create, you had the ability to flirt with other characters just to see what it would do.
Yeah.
And, yo, I used to always flirt with Beast's Mar, and I used to get on her nerves, bro. But I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you're blind. You can't tell me who you are. Yeah, you can't tell me nothing. Like, what? But it would never work. The only person you could really flirt with was Bastila Shan. It was crazy.
Let me read Simoon's comment here. It says it's too many cooks in the kitchen, the budget's out of control, and they're chasing trends instead of creating them. So Star Wars is no longer leading creativity.
Simoon's right.
That's true. That's the truth.
Unfortunately, like I said, the Rey character was a good character. I liked her a lot. But what do we hear the next movie's going to be? Another Rey movie. I mean, come on, man.
Well, I think that, you know, again, because Sean Levy, and what we're hearing is that Sean Levy is actually helming the film, and she's only going to basically play a somewhat of a supporting role as a mentor to other leading characters.
All right.
So if she's filtered in, like, she's going to become like another Obi-Wan. Look, and I say this because I'm unapologetically a Rey fan. I see potential in that character where a lot of people don't. I see so much potential in the character. It's not her fault that there was bad writing. It's not her fault. It's not Daisy Ridley's fault that you had directors that didn't know what the hell they were doing. It's the simple fact that there is possibilities, and there's a lot that this character can do if given the right chance and given the right script. So hopefully with Levy and his team and whoever else he gets on board, we can see something like that. So I'm very optimistic about it.
I really hope so.
Yeah.
Well, there was no plan in that trilogy, and zero plan.
Yeah,
somehow
it was pretty
somehow
obvious.
Palpatine returned.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And it made absolutely no sense, bro. I'm like, yo, you're reaching. And everybody, even at a celebration, once his voice came across the screen, everybody was excited. But I'm like, no, please, no. Please, just let it go. Let it go. But,
let him go.
All right. Well,
got what we got.
Well, thanks, guys, for your picks there for the Fantasy Figure Zone, the first two of the year 2025. So thank you so much there, guys.
All right.
So now we're gonna enter the Keep, Gift, or Destroy game that I'm gonna do with LAEL and Mr. Keith.
Oh, here we go.
And Mr. Keith, because I met you in person at the Calico.
So, you know what character.
So you did a version of this, right? So you did a version of this in person. Yeah. Yes, so I'll just explain the rules very quickly. So Keith,
I know Leo knows what character I'm keeping.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna show you right now. But so keep is a figure that it's self-explanatory. It's a figure you're gonna keep. Gift is a figure that you're going to gift someone outside your household. Okay. You do not own such household. You can admire it from afar, but you don't. You're not going to destroy it because it's not to that level, right? Mm-hmm. The destroy is you are destroying the figure and something connected to that figure. It could be another character. It could be a movie, figures from that particular movie, a franchise, etc. Whatever. So each are different. Each destroy are a little bit different. So I'm going to explain that to yours because you're going to be the first one, Mr. Keith. Let's start. I'm gonna reveal each of the figures. There's 3, and then if you need to think about it, that's fine. Then I'll go to the live chat. But then you can tell me which one you're gonna keep, gift, or destroy. Okay. And then after that, we'll do a Mr. LAEL's things.
All right.
All right. So here we go. So this is the first one for Mr. Keith. So we have the comic book version of Iron Man. This Hot Toys figure. Now, if you decide to destroy this, you are destroying any past or future Marvel comic figures. Every single Marvel one, whether it's another Iron Man, Captain America, whatever. Now, I did separate it in a way that, because your next one is X-Men. So we have this Hono Magneto. It's kind of connected specifically only to X-Men, but X-Men comic and the films. When we go here, it's just comic Marvel. This one is comic and the films. X-Men. If they're an X-Men character, if they're a mutant, if you destroy it, you're destroying those. And the last one is any 1966 or any Adam West Batman from the 60s, whether it's a movie, the series, any character related, connected to this.
No.
If you destroy it, you're destroying all those as well.
No.
You don't play.
So these are your keep, gift, or destroy.
This is not even close to being right, man. This is not right.
Let me read Ed R, which I don't think I've seen you in the live chat before. So welcome. What's up, everyone? Hey, Leo and Uncle Tobar. Thank you so much for joining us here. Much appreciated there. And Dogito says, agreed, Leo, Ray, and Kylo's dyad and relationship was wasted. And Yomo says, here comes the evil. So there you go. And then if you're a member, guys, the few that are members, we have the emojis about keep, gift, or destroy. So if you want to do that in the live chat, you can do that. Use them, right? So going back to Mr. Keith. So again, Iron Man connected to every single Marvel comic character that is 1/6. If you destroy, you're destroying all of them. X-Men characters from the comic book or the films, destroying it, you're destroying all of them. And then, of course, the last one, the Adam West 1960s Batman. So what would you say is your keep, gift, or destroy, Mr. Keith?
Which is my keep?
Or whichever order you want to do. Whichever order you want to do.
It's just no if, and buts about what my keep is. It's Batman. It's 1966 Batman. Plain and simple. It's no question about that. That's the first figure I ever bought. It is the first figure I ever bought. I bought it in 2014, and I've got Robin also. I still have them, and they are the jewels in my collection. I know other people have jewels, but they're the jewels, and I will never ever give up either one of those figures. And I like I said, I grew up in that time. Like I said, I told you the story about, it came on twice a week. It was Wednesdays. And at 7:30, the streets were clear. Batman is on. In the house we went. And, this was my show, especially the Riddler from this show is my Riddler. I know everybody likes the other one. And the Joker from this show is my Joker. So I do have that Joker, which is a great piece, but I will never, ever get rid of these two right here. Never.
Okay. Which Riddler? Frank Gorshin or Aston?
Oh, Frank Gorshin. Aston is I don't even know how that even got in the conversation.
There's two Riddlers.
I know it was, and it was three of Mr. Freeze. So no, but Frank Gorshin was the Riddler because actually he was on the first episode of
John Aston. My gosh.
So, Sean Aston's father.
Yeah, well, not really. John, he never was an Aston.
Oh, I thought it was his father.
No, John Aston wasn't his father.
Adopted?
Yeah. So you figure out what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Patty Duke was not, Patty Duke was doing something else.
Yeah, I need this. I need these figures. I need the Adam West, Batman, and Robin. That's what I'm missing there. No, I'm trying to get each iteration, at least one iteration of the Batman film character. Okay. And I'm missing this one.
Well, what I finally did was on LAEL show, a certain person named Brother Cousins convinced me my second Batman figure, which will be the Armory Bruce Wayne, the one with the suit, not the second version, the 2.0, not the first. So I'm going to be getting that. That'll be my second Batman. So.
Okay, all right. How about the other two? Which one are you going to gift or destroy?
I'm going to gift the Iron Man.
Okay, all right.
Because I love this version of Iron Man, and I'm pretty sure somebody else would love to have that version of Iron Man and all the Marvel characters, associated with. Okay. Like I said, when this came out, I had to have this. I got it. It's great. Now the Hono version came out, so I'm getting that one too, because these are the versions that are close to the Iron Man that I grew up with in the comic books. I love Robert Downey Jr. I love that version, but this is what I am drawn to. Anything I can get close to the original, that's what I buy. It won't bother me not to get, Iron Man Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't bother me at all not to get those. If I can have this version, that's the only one I'll have. So that'll be gifted to someone.
So then, you're destroying all the X-Men comic book and film figures.
X-Men gotta go.
So you're destroying all those right there. So
yeah, they gotta go. Even though it's some great characters and I love some of them, but Yeah, they gotta go. Yeah.
All right. Let's throw it to Mr. Dave. Will you destroy this X-Men characters here, figures?
Rewind it, reverse it, flip it around. I'm keeping the X-Men. That's where I live. You're destroying my home. The big bad wolf that came and blew my house down. No, I'm keeping the X-Men. I'm keeping the X-Men. I'm gifting Batman because I love Batman, and I gotta destroy the other Marvel stuff.
All right.
But here's the thing, though, because you said, and I was thinking about this the whole time. You said if you destroy Iron Man, then you destroy all the Marvel comic stuff. Well, the X-Men comic stuff is Marvel comic stuff. Okay. And I was like, oh, am I grabbing myself right now?
All right. Well, let me correct that then. So it wouldn't include X-Men. It wouldn't include X-Men.
I didn't say that.
Okay, because this genie riddle shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So it wouldn't include X-Men. All the other Marvel characters.
Okay, good. Then I would. Right. Yeah, I would definitely keep the X-Men, gift Batman, destroy Marvel. It's not even a question for me to think about it. That's where it is.
Okay. All right. And then Mr. Adam, what would you do here?
So if you got rid of Iron Man, you destroy all the Marvel characters that are not X-Men?
Right.
Captain America, Spider-Man?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, the X-Men are on Krakoa.
Yeah.
Hulk. Except, but what about when they guest star? They have a guest appearance, I should say.
They can't. Everyone else is gone.
So, those issues have been tossed. Yeah. All right. Gosh. Well, I guess I'll start out with I'd keep. Now this is harder. I had an answer, and I didn't realize that clause there. Now, what about Batman and Robin? If you destroy them, what happens to? What else do you destroy?
This is just the Adam West '60s, either movie or TV series.
But not other Batman, like Bale, Pattinson,
correct.
Affleck. They live.
Okay. Not them. Correct.
Keaton. Okay. I think I got to keep the X-Men. Magneto, I think, is one of the great villains of all time in comics. Mm-hmm. I got to gift Batman and Robin. I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with the 60s TV show. Like Keith, I wasn't. I saw the show in reruns in the 70s and early 80s, and that was along with Christopher Reeve Superman and Bill Bixby and the Incredible Hulk, and of course the Wonder Woman TV show. Those are my gateway drugs into comic book characters. And then, of course, I started getting the comics themselves. So when I was a kid, I loved Batman and Robin. It wasn't. I started disliking it, and it's kind of shameful that I started to dislike it into like this kind of, I don't want to say peer pressure, but I was middle school and I was reading comics, and this is when Dark Knight Returns came out and The Watchmen, and comics got darker and more serious, and those are the graphic novels I was reading, and I was trying to explain to my friends and peers, hey, comics is serious, and they'd be like, Adam, oh, bam, pow, that's the notion of in the 80s of what comics was like was, oh, it's silly and goofy, and it wasn't. It started after the Keaton film. People started to get a little more serious, but really it wasn't until maybe Spider-Man and those films and the X-Men movies that people started taking comics and that genre seriously. So nonetheless, I mean, I love the reality is I love the Batman show, and I still do. And those guys are icons. I got to gift those, and I would destroy, not because I love Marvel characters, but it wasn't until Robert Downey Jr. took that role and embodied Tony Stark that character came alive to me. So it's a tough one. I guess I'd have to destroy Iron Man.
Okay.
And I guess
all
to go by the collection, I have a bunch of I don't have like you, Gio. I got to get those two. I've been looking for good deals on Adam West and Burt Ward.
I've been waiting for like you know how they did the Batman 85 line and you know that shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or it just barely happened. So I don't know. I'm still kind of hesitant to trying to buy backwards because I know they have this at Frankenstein, the duo here. But who knows
There's
how much
like
they're going to charge me with it.
There's like present toys. There's like some knockoff one, and then
Saturn
it looks pretty close to it. I don't know.
They're really good, actually. I have them with my Joker. They're actually pretty good. They come with. They're exactly the same figures with the exact same accessories and everything that these guys came with.
I remember when they came out, and I was looking at them because I was actually going to buy extra Batman. I was going to buy both of them just in case the suits on these start deteriorating and something happens. They weren't that much. But
yeah, there are some very slight differences. For instance, Batman's cowl, his ears, the Saturn toys, the bottom of the ears kind of stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're a little bit thicker than they should be where they meet the cowl. But other than that, they're pretty legit figures. They did a pretty good job on those guys.
You got that So-So Joker?
I have the Mars Toys. The Mars Toys Joker. That's such a good figure.
That one looks really good.
That figure has no right to be as good as it is.
Never lie.
That figure is phenomenal. It's because of him that I got the Dynamic Duo 2-pack. Because I was just gonna have him by himself because he's that strong a figure.
Oh man.
But yeah, they look great together. They look really good, and they work really well with that jazzing Batmobile too.
Yep.
And Mr. LAEL, what would you do here?
Sorry about that. I had to mute this real quick while this water was kind of flowing over top of me. No, what would I do? I'm sorry to have to say this for real. But I'm with X-Men Supreme. I am an X-Men fan to the heart. I've always been an X-Men fan. I love, don't get me wrong, I have mad respect for Adam West, that era Batman. But X-Men has always been my thing. So it's X-Men all day. I'm gifting Iron Man, of course. And yeah, I have to say goodbye to Adam West. That's just the way it is because I am a die-hard X-Men fan. Now, that's just where my comic collecting. Listen, ever since I've been collecting, I've been a comic book collector since honestly 1975, 1976. You know what I mean? Just all the way back then. And yes, I'm old as hell. I'm 51. But I've been collecting for the longest time.
Yeah, you're my age.
X-Men has been, because there's so much richness in the story itself. And because, again, those stories speak so much for modern times, and even in the stuff that we're still going through, you know what I mean? And just the characters, how powerful the characters are and have always been. I've always been that's the only thing though. That's where me and X-Men we differ because he's a Wolverine fan. I've always, for me, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I've always been a Cyclops. I've always been a Storm fan. I've always been a Shadowcat, Kitty Pryde fan. These are I exist in that particular realm. I didn't start becoming a Wolverine fan until after his stint with Alpha Flight. And that's when I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm really, really starting to really understand this character's induction. But for me, again, I've always been an X-Men fan, and I can't divert from that. That's why I want to see an X-Men film done right, and I cannot wait to see this shit happen. I'm holding out, and I'm hoping y'all can get that right. Get it right, please. And if you're going to do an X-Men film, please, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, go at the first class first. Just literally go at the first class. Give me that first, and then you work your way up. Start there, because we need, you need something that's going to really define the legacy of the actual films itself. Give us a Cyclops, give us a Jean Grey, give us a Bobby Drake, give us a Hank McCoy. Make sure that you give us the right ones first before Warren Worthington. Give us the right ones first before you kind of dip off and start giving us others, because like, I don't even think those characters have been established and appreciated as much as they should be, to be quite honest. So that's what I want to see first. I mean, Wolverine, we know he's out there. We know that, you know, all these other characters. And if you introduce, because they're talking about introducing certain characters in the MCU, you know, bit by bit, film by film, you know, whatever. We know we're going to get a Storm. We know we're going to get, you know, those introduced. They've already teased that. Well, what if? But I mean, again, if you're giving us the X-Men film, give us the core characters first. That's always been my opinion.
Okay. So then you're saying you're destroying the 66? I'm sorry, the 60s
Yep.
Batman?
Yeah, I'm destroying that.
So then you're
I'm sorry, because Iron Man, like, I'm a classic Iron Man fan. I love it. And here's the thing, I was look, I have mad respect for the Adam West and whatever, because that's where it started. But it just started getting way too catty for me, and I was just like, all right. But I respected it. I definitely did respect it, and it is classic. It's definitely classic. But if you're putting all of these up here, I'm sorry.
See, but
sorry.
You gotta remember, I was 10 years old.
Exactly. See, and I get that, and I get it, bro.
Oh,
you got it over on me on that one, and that's what I'm saying. That's when I can respect it, though.
So,
but that's why I say I still respect it. But when you add it to this list,
right? Compared to the other ones, right?
If I had a song, I was maybe 15 or 16, that might have been a different story.
Damn, I didn't know Geo was the devil like this, bro.
Wow,
I did not know that, bro. That's evil to do that, bro. You are evil.
So these are Yomo's picks. So he says he would keep Magneto and the X-Men, right? He would gift Iron Man and the most of the Marvel comics, and then he would destroy the Adam West 60s Batman. And
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Sorry.
And Ty Moon says keep Batman, gift X-Men, and destroy Iron Man. Says Simon. And Mr. Classy Thomas says destroy Magneto, you bastard. And then hashtag save X-Men, says Feel the Burn. So there you go.
Yeah.
TJ Mike says he would keep Batman and Robin, gift Magneto, and destroy Iron Man.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at all those keeps. You see all those keeps?
Yeah. And then Yomo says he's a menace for real. He says.
You got to get that Julie Newmar Catwoman, man.
Man, I can't.
I'm definitely doing that.
Don't worry about that. And I got the Riddler. The Mars Toys Riddler.
I passed on that Riddler, and I kind of wish I hadn't.
What?
Yeah, because he looks good. He looks.
I got the first batch too. I got the first batch with the XL and all the good stuff. Yeah.
So, I don't know how well I did, LAEL. To be honest with you, with yours.
Yep.
So we'll see. Okay, so here's your first one. Same rules.
Yep.
Well, except so we have the Anakin. Skywalker Artisan version. So if you destroy this guy, you're destroying every single figure that comes out from any prequel trilogy.
Okay.
Next one is the Return of the Jedi, Darth Vader, 40th anniversary figure. If you destroy him, you're destroying every single figure from the original Star Wars trilogy. And then the last one is Ahsoka, and then we have the Anakin from the Ahsoka series. So if you destroy these two, you're destroying every figure from the Ahsoka line and the Clone Wars, and if they make Rebels as well. So you'll be destroying those. So those are your three there. So what would you keep, gift, or destroy?
Okay. Okay, cool. So you already know Vader is a key. That's a key. You be stupid. No, that's a key. Like I would never go beyond that. So that's definitely a key. You know, that's going to happen. I mean, we're talking about Sebastian Shaw himself, you know, the original OT. I can't, you know, this is definitely one of the best Vaders that I have in my collection. Him in front of the Shadow Troopers, which I'm gonna swap that around. I got to put some things around it, but yeah, this is definitely a no-brainer. I got to do this. That's a keep. Now gift. This is the tough one. This is a tough one because you said if we destroy it, then we destroy everything in that line. As good as the Ahsoka line is, as good as it is, that's going to have to go bye-bye. I'm sorry. And I say that because, again, we're talking about the prequels. The prequels to me, because, again, it was the first entryway into Star Wars after the sequel, after the originals, that is, the OT. And that was the first time we saw Star Wars back on screen. So the nostalgia of, you know, episodes 1, 2, and 3 for me were there. I remember, you know, basically, you know, I remember basically it was, yo, the crazy story was at this, I was a general manager at that time at SK Menswear. And there was a SK Menswear, the Colonial Commons complex. There was a movie theater down the street. That's where people were standing in line waiting to go for those tickets to go on sale. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Did anybody ever think to call the theater to get their tickets? Why are they standing in line? I got on the phone. I called the theater. I was like, yeah, I want to order 2 tickets for opening night. He was like, all right, cool. I got them. Right. I walked down there. I walked through the door and got my tickets, walked out. They was like, wait, you can call. I was like, yeah, you can call. And I remember that. Like, people had stood out there in the heat. But again, for them, I understand it because it was just the fun of it. I just didn't have time. I had to work. And that's just what it was. But I remember just the nostalgia of it in that era when the prequel, you know, trilogy dropped. So again, we're talking about Mace Windu. We're talking about Kit Fisto, Adi Gallia. We're talking about Kiadi Mundi. You know, we're talking about, you know, Plo Koon. We're talking about Shaq T. We're talking about all those incredible characters from that line that we still haven't gotten yet. There's the possibility of getting those. Sorry, Ahsoka, you got to go.
Right, there you go. Yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Keith, what would you do in these choices?
Well, listen, as Leo said, you got to keep Sebastian Shaw's star, Darth Vader. Yeah, you can't get rid of that. That's from, you know, the greatest Star Wars movie for me that has been ever made. That was Empire Strikes Back. So, I mean, not the last one. I got the last movie.
Yeah,
but this was the movie, you know, that, you know, where he turned to the good side, and then the whole storyline of him, and he still had that kindness and love in him, that it was there all the time, but Luke brought it out of him, you know, and he turned, and that was that, you know, you can't get any better than that. That was good writing and a good storyline. So yeah, I would keep him. Yeah, see you later, Clone Wars. You're out of here. That whole line is done. Right. Yeah, that's getting destroyed for sure. Like I said, even though the Ahsoka storyline is a very good storyline in the Clone Wars cartoons, that was good. You know, the whole deal with her was good. I did enjoy watching them, you know, because if you really look at if you look at those cartoons, you can see, you know, stuff that we didn't see in the movies. You can see how Anakin was. He had the dark side in him. He had that evil streak in him, but he was holding it back. I mean, I remember the one scene where he tortured. He was torturing people, you know, and you know, and you go like, wow, you know, it's there. All it is, and somebody needs to just tap into it, which the Emperor did. So, you know, it was a good series, but I would get rid of the Clone Wars and definitely keep the OGs. Yes, that.
You'll gift this
to this day. I remember the theater I was at, the time I went to see the original Star Wars in July of 1977.
Okay.
I remember. Yeah, I was 18 years old, and me and my friends went to Severance Center in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, at 7:30 at night to see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, now that would, you know, we were just all sitting there looking at it. It was like, what the hell? Who was that Darth Vader guy? this is who and we just for me, I just wanted to know more about him. But at the time, they didn't have any, Starlog wasn't out, and what was the other one?
Starlog.
Yeah, Star. You remember Starlog? Come on,
I got that every month. Oh my gosh.
Dave, heck yeah, who didn't? And you didn't have those kind of magazines to tell you what was going on.
Hell yeah, bro.
You didn't have the internet. You didn't have nothing. So that's what made that character of Darth Vader coming on the screen intriguing and damn, look at this dude.
Yep.
I mean, he's choking people out with something called the Force. He's chopping up dudes left and right. This sword is jacking people up left and right. And like I said, in the last scene, I'm so glad they did that. That was the best thing they could have ever done for Darth Vader. The last scene in Rogue One, where he's chopping them dudes up in the and I was sitting there, man, because my wife, she goes, I don't know why, the only movie she'll go with me is Star Wars movies. Anything else she won't go to, and I don't know why, but it's okay. But I was sitting there, I mean, I had a smile on my face. I was going that's Darth Vader.
Yeah,
that's Vader. Jacking dudes up, cutting people in half, sticking. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful, and I loved it. And like I said, it's the original trilogy is what it is, and you can't get any better Star Wars.
Nope.
Yeah, that's an awesome scene. I love that scene there. How about you, Adam? What would you do here?
I really enjoyed listening to Keith and LAEL talk about the nostalgia they had and seeing these movies back in the day. I think about, I had, and this is, I know we're getting to the nominations coming up here. This Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi, I'm looking at it right now, and it's one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. And besides the craftsmanship and the artistry that was done by Hot Toys in making this figure, we love these figures. We talk about, we're on these streams because of the nostalgia and the love we have for these franchises. And I think about how these make us feel. And like you guys, I saw the original trilogy when I was a kid, and I had a lot of great movie going experiences, a lot of them, but just two of my favorites come to mind. One was opening night 2019 with my wife and daughter to see Avengers Endgame. We were on vacation in Arizona, and we went to see it. I knew we were going to be in Arizona near the Grand Canyon. We were in Flagstaff, and a couple weeks in advance, I thought I had to get tickets. And we saw it if you guys saw it opening weekends or in the theaters, that those reactions when you saw Endgame was just incredible. But the probably the greatest movie going experience I ever had in my entire life was May, I guess it was 25th, 1983, opening day for Return of the Jedi. And it's kind of particularly emotional to me. My father, he's in the hospital now. He's not doing too well, and I think thank you.
Definitely sorry to hear that, brother. My prayers to you and your family, man.
I appreciate that. He was never really into these things, but he knew I was, and he would take me to Toys R Us, and he would take me to KB Toys, and he would take me to all the local toy stores in our area here in New York, and he would take me to the movies and the comic book store every week. And I remember my dad let me skip school that day. I was in fourth grade.
Yep.
When Return of the Jedi came on, he let me skip school.
Yeah, bro.
We waited in line for 3 hours. We had people come out. And I remember, everyone was talking about who's the other. Is Darth Vader really Luke's father? Before the spoiler websites, there was Starlog. But the only way you would know about it is if someone leaked it when they're walking out of the theater.
Yeah.
And to see that movie and the end, how, as you said, Vader, the love he had, as you guys said, the love he had for his son, and to throw Palpatine down the shaft, the chasm there, and to see the heroes win was phenomenal. And to this day, I love my dad so much, and like we all have fathers, and the relationships we have with our fathers, complicated or not. But I always think of my dad taking me and allowing me to skip school to go see Return of the Jedi opening day. So of course I got to keep Vader because of the special place in my heart the original trilogy has. I got to gift the prequels because I remember seeing episode 1 21 times in the theater when they and I saw that opening day with my dad. I think I've seen every Star Wars film in the theater with my dad. And then I love Anakin's journey, and I've grown to love the prequels because my daughter loves the prequels, and I see these films again with new eyes and how she appreciated. And we talked about Rey; she loves Rey, so I'll never be down on Rey. I was down on the writing, but I'll never be down on that because I know how much she loves those films.
Exactly, bro. My daughter loves Rey. She loves Rey, and she loves the idea. I get it.
I love the character too. It was just awful what they did.
Awfully executed the writing, and even she knows that because we joke about the whole Palpatine returning often. Now, unfortunately for Ahsoka, and no knock on Ahsoka, I like that show. I'm about to pull the trigger on Sabine. I have Balin, I have Thrawn. I'm probably gonna, depending on how they turn out, I'm probably gonna get Hera. I'm not gonna get all the figures. I'm gonna get a few, but unfortunately, compared to Vader and Anakin. When it comes to Ahsoka, the Clone Wars, as Palpatine would say, execute Order 66. Destroy them.
You got to go down.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? They're the young pups right now, bro.
Yeah.
Like straight up, it's the young pup type of syndrome. Eventually, down the road, they're gonna have their day in the sun. But right now,
they don't have the gravitas right now,
bro. Nah.
Then we have Mr. Dave. You haven't give your picks, right? Your thoughts yet?
Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna have to hit Eddie up after this because I'm playing that role right now. I was born in '79, right between A New Hope or Star Wars, because A New Hope wasn't a thing when Star Wars came out, right? But right between episode 4 and episode 5 is when I was born. So I grew up with the original trilogy already being established. And I watched it a lot. And it was great. But that's not where I live in Star Wars. For me, it's the stuff between the trilogies and like the Old Republic stuff that I really get into. Like I have 2 favorite characters in Star Wars. First is Revan, second is Ahsoka. And outside of those 2, it's whatever. I love Anakin in Clone Wars. I can't stand what a whiny bitch they made him in that original, in that fucking prequel trilogy. Oh my gosh. Give that man a rag for his coochie, all right? I'm no. Like Clone Wars is peak Anakin Skywalker as far as I'm concerned. And I have a hard time reconciling the 2 because they both happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So why do we have this sick motherfucker in the cartoon juxtaposed against this whiny little motherfucker? I say what you will, feel how you do, but I want to see more of that Clone Wars Anakin in the prequels. That would have changed the prequels completely for me.
I get it.
Like he was so confident and he was so good.
Yeah.
And everybody was like relying on him.
Yeah.
And they were shitting on him in the prequels. And he was whining about everything in the prequels. And I get it, we all have different seasons and different situations. We're all different ways. And I get that. But they didn't show us any of that hard Anakin stuff in the prequels. And that's what I like about it.
The Clone Wars, yeah.
You know what? The only reason why he was higher than Ahsoka for me is it wasn't for him. I wasn't thinking about him. I was thinking about all the other characters that we would have lost in that trilogy.
Yeah. Because
we would have, if I'd have said, nix him and whatever, that means everyone else and all the other characters in that line that I appreciated would have had to go. And I'm like, I got to be strategic about it.
No, you're right. You're right.
And like I said, we won't tell anybody, X-Man, that you have the Christmas special on 4K DVD Blu-ray. You gonna tell me?
You know what? I remember hearing about that Christmas special, and I didn't know about it for a long time.
Man,
and what was it? It was probably like 10 years ago that I heard about it for the first time. I was like, "What is this Christmas special I was talking about?" and it might have been like 3 or 4 years ago that I finally watched it. And man, I tell you, I said, I hear it's awful. I've seen a couple little clips. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit through this mess, so I know. You know.
Yeah. The cartoon was dope, though. Introducing
the cartoon was good.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was Boba Fett's official first. That was cool.
Yeah, that was
But man, that was weird ass grandpa sitting there with his little VR.
Dude, it's like these are
burn that shit, man. Damn,
these are professional actors here.
Yeah,
you couldn't get anything out of better than that.
Diane Cannon, or not Diane Cannon. Diane. Oh gosh, what's her name? Yeah, but yeah, you had some, I guess,
good
big actors in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, whoa. But for me, I gotta keep the Ahsoka stuff, Clone Wars stuff. That's some of my favorite Star Wars.
Okay.
I would have to. Oh, I would have to gift the original trilogy because it's still good. It's really good. It's not my favorite part, but it's great. You know. And I would have to destroy the prequel stuff. Because I want it to be better. I want the prequels to be remade. I don't want them to do it better. That's what I want to see. Like give me confident Anakin that can do stuff other than complain. Give me that guy. Like I don't want to hear all that mess. Like the dude is a force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, show me that. Make him that. Let him be that. Because we saw that in the Ahsoka show. And Hayden did it. And I loved that shit. That was so good. Yeah. That I cried when I saw that. That was everything I wanted to see in the prequels.
Yeah.
And I finally got to see it and it was great. Man, that was so good that he got to do that because he could do it. And he did it. And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I feel like that really did a lot for live action Anakin Skywalker, I think. And anybody who didn't see Ahsoka, who didn't see that, they missed out, man. That was fantastic.
Sure did.
But yeah, for me, yeah, it's got to be that.
Let me read Simon's picks here. It says, keep the original Star Wars, gift the prequels, and destroy the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And Mr. Classy Thomas, with his classy loopholes, he says, Gio, this would be my cheat. I would keep Vader, and since Vader used to be Anakin, then I get to keep him too. Then I would gift Ahsoka, and then I don't have to destroy anything. Well, you would keep the original trilogy Vader, yes. But if you're gonna gift the, you're gonna have to either gift or destroy either the prequels or the Ahsoka because you're also destroying all the figures from the prequels and the other ones as well. So yeah, you might be able to keep a version of Darth Vader, but still, it's the entire line, right? So not just Darth Vader, but the entire line, all the characters there.
And Obi-Wan told me that Darth Vader betrayed and murdered Anakin. Of course, then he told me later from a certain point of view.
Yeah, that's true.
He walked that back a little bit.
And there's that too, right? No, I'm not. SpongeBob. But yeah, guys. So that was the Keep to Destroy for the new Canon Council members of the night here tonight. So thank you so much for participating and all that.
Love it.
I greatly appreciate all that there. So we're gonna jump into the. I don't know how long this is gonna take. But let's see. So we have the figure awards that I decided to do here. This is the first time that I ever do this. I'm doing different categories now. I asked just a few members of the Canon Council who are usually on the show pretty regularly, and then there's a few categories, and they all voted, and based on the votes that we got, I got the nominees. So there's the majority of them are 5 nominees per category. There's a few that are only 3. So I'm going to reveal the nominees, and next week, with the help of, again, the same Canon Council and some of the members of the community, I'll ask for their votes for the top 2 categories. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal here the first ones here. So the first category here is the best 1/6 accessories for a figure release 2024. Now, there's going to be some figures, some figures that are both in the release and announcement, because it happened in the same year. So you might see that. But this is the one that we have here for the 1/6 accessories for a figure release 2024. And again, this was voted within the Canon Council members here. So we have the accessories for the Batman 89 2.0, from the InArt Harry Potter, from the Deadpool and Wolverine Deadpool, the accessories for the InArt Ron Weasley, and the accessories for Bane 2.0. So those are the nominees there. We'll reveal the winners next week. Going to the 1/6 accessories for a figure announcement. So we have the accessories from the Darth Maul 2.0, the accessories from the Chewbacca with C-3PO on his back, the T-800 2.0 from Terminator 2, the accessories from the Joker InArt Joker announcement, even though it was released this year. And then we have the accessories from the Jazz Inc. Catwoman. And then we got to the best 1/6 diorama / base release. We have the diorama from the 89 Batman 2.0, the Spider-Man from the red and blue suit from No Way Home, the InArt Joker, and then we have the Spider-Man from the Toby Spider-Man, even though that one did officially release in Hong Kong on January 1st, so that's why I'm including it here. And then, of course, we have the Iron Man at the Gantry release here. So that's another nominee there. For announcements, the diorama / base of the God Loki by Hot Toys, the Artisan Joker Phoenix, Jazz Inc. Catwoman, Beetlejuice, and that was kind of surprising, actually, the Samurai Predator. Head sculpt, best head sculpt announcement. We have the T-1000, the InArt Ron Weasley, the Black Widow Artisan, the Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, and the head sculpt from Moon Knight, which just recently was announced. Best 1/6 figure head sculpt release. We have the Artisan Joker, the InArt Superman, the Kenobi Vader, the Spider-Man Tom Holland red and blue suit, and Balin from Ahsoka. Best 1/6 third-party figure release. We have whatever, I don't know what Mars Toys called it, but the Penguin from the I think it's the movie, right? Or, I think it's the movie, yeah. Mr. Ice, So-So, and then the Mr. J, Mars Toys. And then there's another category of the best DC figure announcement 2024. We have the Artisan Harley Quinn, Jazz Inc. Catwoman, and the Batman Returns 2.0. Best 1/6 Marvel figure announcement 2024. X-23, the Artisan Black Widow, and Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine. Best 1/6 Star Wars figure announcement 2024. We have the Darth Sidious from Star Wars Episode 3, the Battle Damaged Vader, and C-3PO with Chewbacca with C-3PO on his back. And then there's 3 more categories. And then I added this best 1/6 surprising figure announcement that's was unexpected. Savage Press, the Alien from Alien Romulus, Imposter Joker Artisan, the Artisan Moon Knight, and the Batman from Dark Knight Returns. And now these 2 categories that I'm going to reveal right now, those are the ones that I'm going to ask members of the community to vote later, and then I'll reveal the winners next week. But these are the best 1/6 figure announcement nominees. And we have the Jack Sparrow Artisan by Hot Toys, Paula Atreides by InArt, the T800 by Hot Toys, Jazz Inc. Catwoman, and Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine by Hot Toys. And now the best figure nominees. So this is the last one. Best figure nominees. We have Paula Atreides by InArt, Spider-Man Tom Holland from No Way Home, red and blue suits, Bane 2.0 by Hot Toys, Spider-Man symbiote black suit from the Spider-Man 2 video game, and the last one is the Kenobi Vader by Hot Toys. So those are the nominees for this first annual Movie Canon Figure Awards. So I will announce the winners next week, next stream. But I just wanted to talk to you guys very briefly here. What are some of these that kind of stood out to you?
I have 4 of those best figure releases. I don't have the Paul Atreides, and I gotta say those top 4, those are every one of them is a banger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The tough thing is that Vader. I have that Vader, and then we just talked the aforementioned in our last segment, the Return of the Jedi. I love them both. It's hard to. It was when we did nominations, I nominated them both because I love them both. Like I feel like I need them both.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here the thing is, I have pretty much my Paul Atreides is on the way. And looking at the other 4, definitely top tier. Definitely top tier. That again, we have the classic Spider-Man, we have Bane, we have the black suit, and we have Vader. Now in this list, honestly, and I don't even have him yet, but just from the prototypes and just from what I've seen, I would have to give it to Paul Atreides, literally, because that figure is phenomenal for what I'm seeing, and I cannot wait to get it in hand. I got the artisan. I got the wool hair, or just the rooted hair version. But I can't wait to get that. But again, this is a hard category because there's a lot of pieces in here that are incredible, like literally top tier. So there's no wrong choice, to be quite honest, because I think all of them stand on their own. Even though, like I said, that we're talking about my list from 2024 look definitely different, and my number 1 figure of 2024 looks different. But if I had to choose from these, I would definitely say Paul
Atreides. All right, Mr. Keith, what would you?
Yeah, well, out of all these figures, all I have is 1. Really not interested in any other ones, but I've seen the pictures of the Paul Atreides, and I think that's going to be the one everybody's going to choose.
Okay.
It doesn't get any. I mean, it looks like that. If it looks anything close to that Aragon, then yeah, it's going to win. It's got to be. Like I said, everybody likes the Bane. I don't have any of those in hand, so I really don't know what they look like up close. I hear a lot about the Bane. That is definitely a contention for figure of the year. The black suit Spider-Man, don't have that one. Don't know what it looks like. And is that the Toby, or that's the what's
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. But the shiny.
The only one that Hot Toys seems to love from that line.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the other ones, nah.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like in hand either, but yeah, it would be probably the Paul Atreides.
That is a dope figure.
Okay.
And the base on that figure, the snowy building, is so awesome.
Okay.
Hey, one Adam 12. You know what I did? I don't have Spider-Man. My display is right here. So I have him standing on top of the display, on the side of the display, but I use like the post in the back to add the I got the joke, not the joke, the Green Goblin from the Hot Toys version. I got the what was the other version? It was the one that it came out with. It was a third party that came out with.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have that one on, and it looks phenomenal.
Oh, sweet.
It looks phenomenal. So yeah, it's incredible.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Really
of these diorama bases, who would you guys pick, or who do you think would win?
I think.
I'm sorry. Go.
Top two for me, like me and one Adam 12 we're talking about would be Spider-Man. That base is incredible, and the gantry is fucking incredible. I love that gantry. It's everything. Those would be my picks. Toys Era, that's what it was. Thank you so much, Brick. Toys Era.
Okay.
Yeah, the Fiend. Yeah, that's the one I have. So definitely, thank you for that, bro.
If we go into the diorama announcements, which one would you guys pick of these 5?
Catwoman.
I think Catwoman will probably win this one, but
I agree with that.
And then I know the head sculpt has a lot of to do with whether you will like a figure or not. So let's do the head sculpt. So when it comes to the released ones, which one would you guys pick of these 5 awesome head sculpts?
Oh,
Superman.
I'm going to go between Superman and Balin. That Balin is good.
That because it's so effing unique, it would have to definitely be between. Man, it would probably have to be because Tom Holland is Tom Holland. We know that, but I would actually say Vader, between Vader and Balin for me. But I would probably give the edge to Vader because of the simple fact that, again, even with the damaged mask, you can still see Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, you can. You got a point. You got a point.
I would go with Vader as well, and I have like a little spotlight that I sometimes shift around and I take some photos just to capture different. Like sometimes you shine the lighter, play with the shadows a little bit on the Hayden half of the head. It's just so awesome.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to retract that. It's going to be Vader and Balin because you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you look in that mask and you can see Hayden.
You can see it, like you can see it, and I've even seen some people take
a little space, but you can see it.
And I think it was Brendan Salad who took the lighting, and you can actually see how the lighting, because he used the blue and red hue on it, just like it was.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, it's so dope. It is so dope. I'd have to give it to Vader. I definitely have to give it to Vader.
All right. Now, when it comes to the announcement, we don't have these in hand, right? But just based on what we've seen, I
already know what X-Men goes. I already know what Supreme gonna say. I already know. I know what he's gonna say. I ain't got to say. I already know what he's gonna say.
Well,
this guy is Ron Weasley.
I will say, I think from a technical standpoint, that Scarlet is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that hair is really good. That face is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's between her and Hugh for me because they're both. Then now, the Oscar Isaac sculpt is really good too.
Yeah, bro.
None of these are bad. That's the problem.
That's none of these
right? These are all so friggin' good.
They're nominees, yeah, right.
Yeah, like I can't it's between the 3 Marvel figures for me.
Yeah.
Because that short hair, that's amazing that they did short hair. Even on a friggin' prototype. To look that good with the short hair, there's no weight to that. How the hell did that looks so amazing. I would be inclined to pick that just for that purpose alone. But like,
they're all dope. That's the thing. Is like every
you
last
can't.
one of
How
them.
do you choose? You know, like it's a popularity game for me. I gotta choose one.
Yeah.
But like, damn, those other two, they really did the thing.
They're good. They're all good. For me, it would have to be, oh man, because they're all dope. But if I had to look at all of them, honestly, I would. Put it this way. My big three would have to be Oscar Isaac, Hugh, and Scarlet would be number one.
Okay,
that's the way it would go for me, because you can look at all three of them and tell it's who they are. It looks like it's them looking at me right now. Like that's how it really is them looking at me. So they killed it with that. How they did the rooted hair on that Isaac figure is fucking phenomenal, man.
And you know another thing that shows you how good that Hugh Jackman sculpt is, because that's sculpted hair. Yeah, and he's standing up that hard against those two with the rooted hair.
Yep.
That's crazy, dude.
That's nuts, bro.
That's the thing. When they announced that Wolverine, everyone was like, and myself included, just went gaga. And out of these, the only one I have on order is the Wolverine. But the fact that out of at least the Marvel ones, he's the dog out of the three, that shows you how good these all are. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's this one's definitely gonna be hard. These head sculpt ones. We have a Christian Crossfit Cooper dropping by. So what's up, guys? Hello, Mr. Christian. Thank you so much for joining us here. We're just doing the nominations for the best figures of 2024. All right, so let's go back to, let's see. How about, this will probably be quick, but how about the third party figure?
That Joker, dude. That Joker.
Yeah, I gotta agree. The Joker.
Yeah.
That Joker takes it, bro.
That's a really good figure, too.
That Joker takes it, bro.
Damn, the Mr. Ice looks good, too.
Mr. Freeze looks good, but it's the paint application on that damn Joker. Oh my, bro, that looks like Nicholson in that expression. How do you do that?
It does.
Yeah, that is a fantastic sculpt.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and that Mr. Freeze ain't no slouch either. Like that Penguin, get him out of here. Those two, it's between those two.
Yeah.
Jose says Penguin is good, but the hair is a little soft. He says so.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta agree. It would definitely be between Freeze. Oh,
this is a hard one.
Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, best 160 figure.
I got two, but I'm just saying it's hard between those two. And
they're all good. They're all good.
And I put all three of those up on my list too for the.
And that young Michael Keaton, man, come on.
I got them. All of them are pre-ordered. These are all the ones that I want. But in order, it would go. In order for me, it would go. Of course, Harley, then Batman Returns, and then Catwoman. That's the order for me. Because that Catwoman looks incredible, bro. But the Keaton, it's hard, bro. Who did this?
Good, dude. Look at that.
Who did this?
Yeah, I gotta pick Catwoman over the other two, only because the Harley sculpt, it's good, but we've seen that expression before, and they could do something different.
They should have did something different.
The Keaton sculpt is really freaking good, and there was an improvement on the last one that they did, I think. But Catwoman, we haven't seen an official Catwoman like this.
Oh,
and for a first showing, this is amazing.
Yeah, Davis is really doing his thing on this.
Jose
says Jazzing Catwoman, but Harley was the one I desperately wanted for my
same. Yeah.
That Catwoman, it's like they went in the DeLorean that's behind me. They went back to 1992, and they had a little miniature shrink gun, and they shrunk Michelle Pfeiffer. They kidnapped her, and they took her back to 2025.
They did. That's exactly what the hell they did, because that's, oh my god, that I cannot wait. well, it's my most anticipated figure 2026, considering the simple fact that they're coming out till then. For real, but still, I can't. But they're all good. And the reason why I would put the Harley last is because even though I like it and I'm glad I pre-ordered it, there's still something that they can do to improve that head sculpt. There's still some things that they can do to tweak that. It needs more eyeliner, makeup, or whatever, but there's still things that they can actually do with that.
I remember we were talking about the mouth and the lips too.
Yeah, bro. Like there's still things that they can do to improve on that. But this is all solid. This is definitely solid.
Yeah. Togito saying they didn't need a shrink ray. She's the original Wasp. So there you go.
He's right.
How about some of the accessories release? So you see these accessories from these figures here. So which one would you pick of these?
It's Deadpool for me.
Deadpool for me too.
Yeah.
It would have
to
be. Yeah.
Because look at it. Like you don't just get Deadpool. You get Headpool. You get Baby Pool. You get Dog Pool. Yeah. That's 4 Deadpools right there.
Yeah, man. Like an easy one. Yeah, like an easy one.
Not kidding.
Yeah. You're right. It would have to definitely between that. I would say Deadpool number 1, but number 2, based on just the diorama and the accessories, it would have to be Harry Potter because I love the way that looks.
The sword and hat gets a thumbs up.
It definitely, the way it looks incredible. So that's what I would say as far as accessories. But yeah, Deadpool wins that hands down.
Yeah, we have Mr. Loki Collector dropping by. Mr. Calvin, good evening, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Calvin.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, Calvin? How you doing, Calvin, man? Calvin's in the building. What's going on?
That's how you got to talk to Calvin, bro.
All right.
He makes you talk to him that way. Like if you talk to Calvin and you find yourself going down the octave, be like, damn, why do I sound like this shit? What the hell?
Rolled up in here.
What you're saying, Calvin, is you inspire men to be better.
There you go.
That's how you read that.
You walk to Calvin, like, how you doing, Calvin?
Be like, yeah, I'm good. I'll be like, yeah, I'm good too, bro. How you doing?
We have Brick saying
over here.
Yeah. We have Brick saying Deadpool accessories are crazy good. Dog pool, baby pool, and along with the golden guns. Yeah, and I kind of figure that this will probably end up winning the accessories one for this here.
But those Batman accessories, though, they gave him the arsenal.
Yeah,
like they went in on the Batman accessories.
Yeah, they did.
They gave him the remote control for the Batmobile. Damn, dude. Like, yeah, they went hard on those accessories too.
They definitely did.
And then how about for the announcements? So the accessories for these here, including the C-3PO, that's considered an accessory, right? So,
yeah. I'd still have to say Catwoman's my number 1. Secondary would be Chewie and C-3PO for me.
Yeah,
that would be for me.
Yeah.
For me, the Chewie, I wanted Chewie with that Empire from Empire Strikes Back with 3PO behind him.
See, because you're right. You're right, Dave. You're right.
And still holding out hope that before I leave this earth, I'll get my best Ben Han. So
bro.
Fantasy figure pick, yep.
You mentioned LAEL, the one figure you have, and they're like, yeah, I'm done. Darth Nihilus.
Yeah, it's the Han.
Best Ben Han for me.
Yep.
Give me that figure.
I agree.
Like, all right, I'm good.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
How about throwing in a Lobot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one, Dave.
Yeah, we already did these. Okay, how about Marvel? Which one was the best Marvel?
X-23. X-23. Come on, man. X-23 all day for me. I'm
never thought I would see that character.
23. I cannot wait. I've waited. It seems like I've waited years to get that figure.
It's been 84 years.
Yeah, bro. Right? Look.
Awesome.
I love Scarlet. I love Hugh. I do, bro. But that X-23 is coming home, bro. I love Laura Kinney, bro. I love Laura Kinney.
I hope he gets another movie. I hope they let her.
I would love to see her in her suit.
Yeah, bro. And they
Yeah.
teased us with the colors that she's wearing, the black and gray.
They
teased us that. I'm like, come on, man, let's go. Yeah.
How about of these three, the best Star Wars
Come
figure
on.
announcement?
Ain't no fans and buts about what the one is everybody's gonna in the middle right there. Battle damage Vader. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That battle damage Vader, bro. Like
beautiful.
that's mythos. It was like
Beautiful.
do it. And if you have that Star Killer coming too, oh hell, I cannot wait, bro. Can't wait.
You know, it's interesting. Out of these three, I have the two on both ends on pre-order, but I didn't order the Vader yet.
What?
Because I have like 5 Vaders. or
Dude,
4
they're down to the.
I have a feeling I'll probably end up getting this. Now, here's the thing. I might cancel that Emperor. I might cancel that.
Wow.
Design. I don't know. I have it. I'm gonna wait and see what happens. I only put my NRD down on it, but
Wow.
I have I have the Return of Jedi Palpatine. I have Darth's. I have the Palpatine from Clone Wars shipping.
Oh yeah.
It should be coming this week, and I'm like, do I need this one? I don't know yet. I'm like, no.
That's tough. That's tough.
This is the Palpatine I want. That's the one I want.
Yeah, that's the one that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is from the Clone Wars is cool, but no, that's the one I want right there.
Yeah. See, for me, the one from the Clone Wars, like I know a lot of people are posing it with the hood up and with the lightsabers. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pose him just as Chancellor Palpatine.
Oh, okay.
You know, just I may be the one person who does that.
So some of the most surprising figures of the year, which ones do you think was the most surprising to you of these 5?
I would say for me, most surprising was definitely Savage Press. Savage Press, and I say the Dark Knight, because I never thought that we would actually get that particular figure. For some reason, I thought there was I did think that there was a possibility that we were going to get another Moon Knight with that head sculpt. But I would say those two, only because I never thought or even wanted the Imposter Joker. That's just me.
No.
That's just me. I did not like that figure at all.
Exactly
bro.
where it was at.
Yeah, I did not.
See, I think that was the most surprising one, because who would have even thought? Like, that isn't even a thing that existed anywhere. You know, like,
that's true. That it's true that you didn't think that. Yeah,
it's like I would have never, like, when I saw the Dark Knight Returns, I was like, oh, that's awesome as hell. I didn't think they'd do it, but it's a thing that I knew that immediately that I wanted, and I got it on order.
Yeah, you're right.
And when they did Moon Knight, I was like, well, I was surprised as hell at that, because they already did that, but okay, sure. So now nothing's safe from being
Did you see the
artisanized.
person that they spray painted the Batmobile the same colors?
I saw that, and that was sick as hell.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was so cool.
Dope. That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
I think for me, the Dark Knight is the most surprising. I didn't think they were going to be going that direction of comics figures. I figured at some point they'd have another Xenomorph. Savage Press. I mean, they've been mining pretty much every corner of Star Wars, so it's just a matter of time, except for those of us who want Bespin Han. That, you know, you'll have to wait on.
I like that. I like that, Dave. Mining Star Wars, bringing up a jewel every now and then. I like that.
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of time before the head sculpt. That's kind of typical Hot Toys. You know, you come out the figure without a head sculpt, and then a year later, you come out with one without the head sculpt.
Yeah.
So that Dark Knight Returns, man, that looks awesome.
Yeah, that is a fantastic looking figure. Yeah.
Sure does.
That cape, the way he did that cape around the shoulders, man, that's good looking. That looks real good.
It looks so damn good, bro. I cannot wait for that figure. I cannot wait.
On the chest, man, that looks
Yeah. But you're right though. The Imposter Joker was one that I did not see coming at all. I didn't see them actually doing that at all, and they did that as an artisan before they even released the Artisan Joker.
Right, the purple coat.
Yeah, that was the first artisan to release. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, that's no one would have guessed that.
Oh hell no!
That's gonna be an artisan, first artisan release. I mean, I already have them.
Gio, you have that one, right?
Yeah.
And
then the purple coat, I'm still waiting for from Sideshow. But And then Yomo says my imposter is finally comes in this week. So congrats there, Mr. Yomo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish they had given the paint treatment to the undersuit, the black bits, because that looks weird to me. How all the armor bits are like he just splattered paint all over it and somehow missed all the crevices. Like that don't even make no damn sense.
Unless he just painted the armor with the undersuit off. Because remember, like I don't know. I'm guessing, but
yeah, but like why did go to all that trouble though? You know,
I get
like
it.
that's a lot of effort. I don't think you would have done that effort.
Like you're like you got to be really meticulous to do.
Yeah, like I'm gonna take the time to pull all the armor pieces off. I'm an agent of chaos. You know, no. I'm an agent of order right now. No, man.
I get it.
That motherfucker had 3 guys with different spray cans. He said, "Okay, go for it, guys." He just walked through that shit. That's what he did.
Yeah.
There was no...
down the line, they were like assembly line. Here, you next.
But it just was like a whole like maybe 100 people had paint guns, and he just said, "Go
yeah,
ahead.
All right,
yeah, yeah."
And I don't know. I'm not sure. Did we do this one already? The best 1/6 figure announcement. Yes. Okay, and then we already did this one. So yeah. So those were all the nominees, guys. So for the top 2, so the best figure announcement and the best figure release, I'll reach out to some of you guys in the community, and I'll just ask you to choose which one should win. For the other ones, I already basically have the information, so I'll review those next week for the winners there. But yeah, so that was it for the first annual figure awards here. So thanks so much, guys, for who participated for the nominations. You guys know there. So let me see if there's anything else here. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, I don't have anything else. This is one of the shorter episodes of Figures Talk, but that's it. All right, so let me go ahead and plug you guys' channels or Instagrams or whatever the case might be there. So let's start with Mr. 1Adam12. So I know you did a review or unboxing of the She-Hulk figures. So what do you got going on there?
Yeah, my daughter and I just unboxed She-Hulk. I really liked it.
I love it.
My you know, my daughter noticed that because 2 figures ago we did Bane, and she really liked that Bane figure, and she noticed the silicone arms on it. It's you know, the series. I liked some of the episodes. I didn't like all of them, but I love the character from the comics. Yeah, that's the main reason why I got it. I didn't think it was a terrible series. I thought it was okay. It wasn't great. It was mid, but I you know, I hope the character comes back in Avengers or some other incarnation.
Yeah,
but the figure's really good. It's I said to Emily, I go, you know, I asked her, what do you think? I said, you know, I think it's, some people say it's in the top 10 Marvel figures of the year. And so she heard top 10. She goes, top 10 figures? I don't know about that. But Marvel figures. And she goes, I don't know. But
that was my #1 figure of the year for me, just because of the body itself.
I think it's the best. Probably the best female figure I've gotten. Yeah, for sure. Not there's been a ton of female figures, but the ones I got, probably 4 or 5 female figures this year, and it's the #1 of the ones I got. So it's worth checking out. But that's we just posted that this afternoon. So check that out.
Well, Mr. Adam, thank you so much for joining as always here on Figures Talk. Greatly appreciate that as always there. So let's go to Mr. Dave. You have your Instagram. So what do you got going on?
Oh, just the same old stuff, man. Jumping in on the streams where I fit in, you know, making my presence known, hanging out, doing the thing. I'm working on my setup right now, and I think maybe once I finally get it to where I like it, I think I may actually just go ahead and do a collection tour. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah,
it's been a thing that I've been considering. So once I get this garage rack finished, when I finally decide to put myself through that torture again, I'm gonna probably set it up, get it looking real nice, and go for it.
All right. Looking forward to that, Mr. Dave. Thank you so much for joining us as always here. And then Mr. Leo, first time here.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so
brother.
I know you have a lot of stuff happening on your channel. So what do you got?
Yeah, man. Oh man, we got Comic Book Talk with Friends tomorrow night, where we just kind of talk, everything in pop culture, comics, cinematic, whatever that may be. We just kind of go through all that. We have Say What Wednesdays, of course, where we just, go through and just talk about all new releases and, shoot the shit there. Then we have also Figure Flex Friday, of course. Figure Flex Friday is for everybody. It's a fan centered show where we basically have all fans who have collectibles come through, show their collection, figure photography, whatever that may be. It's just a fun group to be in. If you're on Facebook and you join the Facebook group, it's just so much fun there. Definitely. And then we do Collectors Lounge International on Sundays, as always, where we just talk to people pretty much around the world, all collectors, whatever, and it's definitely fun. I'll be doing like a few episodes of The Corner this week. I'm doing a couple of recordings that I'll be doing within the next few days, so prepare for that. I have my 2025 part 1 collection tour that's going to be coming pretty soon once I get that together. So yeah, it's just going to be some busy times the next couple of days, man. But definitely thank you for being here. I've been wanting to get on this show for the longest time, so definitely thank you for having me here, bro, as always. And that's where you can find me, man, as always. It's nice to finally meet, One Adam 12. Definitely, man, nice to meet you.
Same here.
As
Pleasure.
Always. X-Men Supreme is wild as hell already. You already know how that goes, man. Plus, you got the Wolverine colors on. I knew that was coming tonight. And you already know about Uncle Keith. That's my guy all day, every day. And people, and here's the thing, is people out the chat, if you're watching and we do those live pre-order shows, for any pre-order that actually come through, you owe this man everything, because he's the one that comes through with the links. He'll send me the links and be like, LAEL, hey,
he got me last time.
Exactly. He'll be like, yo, here's the link. Anytime, I can always basically count on the movie Ken and Gio to come through and give it to us, man.
I don't know why I don't get notifications. I don't get anything until it starts.
Yeah.
And when it starts, that's when I get them.
It's a lot of people that don't. It's crazy, bro. Yeah. It's a lot of people that definitely don't. So definitely shout out to the Canon for doing that, as always, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much there. And then Mr. Keith, like I said, I met you once before.
Thank you for the invite. I appreciate being here. Good meeting Dave. I already know X-Man. We was on another show together. So we're getting, we're getting familiar. Good to meet you, Dave. I really appreciate being here on with you, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like your enthusiasm.
Yeah, you already know it, Dave.
Show with you sooner or later. Like I said, all I have for me is a nice little Facebook page called Comic Art, and I post comic covers and pictures and art and stuff like that on there. So if you want to come by and join, that's fine. That's cool. I do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't done anything on that thing. So one day I should, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But other than that, thank you, Giovanni, for having me on. Like I said, my guy, I'm on Wednesdays with my guy LAEL on Say What, and we have a great time. Come on over and check it out.
Yes.
And thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Definitely, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. Adam and Dave, who have been here more like regulars, so thank you for that, as always. There.
Yes.
As for me, I'm doing the Met Reports on Saturday, movies, entertainment, and television news, a couple of whatever news we get during the week, and I'm going to do a tier list of Batmobiles and possibly bat suits. And I think Mr. Dave will be joining us.
Yeah.
And we might have Mr. Feel the Burn Roberts join in on that. Nice. I think it might be his first time on a stream. But so that's on Saturday, and then Sunday, of course, I'll do another episode of Figure Talk where I'll review the winners of the Figure Talk Awards, and then I'll bring all of the Canon Council and their fantasy picks again, because I know we had stopped it for like a month and a half, so we'll bring that back there. But everyone, thank you so much. Again, I mentioned this earlier with the membership, so I did launch it So if you want to be part of that, definitely consider doing that. I want to make it kind of very inclusive, like do some different things that other memberships do and things like that. But details are in the on my description here, and if you have any questions, you're going to ask there. But thank you so much for everyone who has already signed up, like Adam, who's on the panel right now, and some of you guys in the live chat, like Yomo and Brick, Fear the Burn, and TJ Mike and stuff like that. But thank you so much, guys. Have a good night, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.
One more question.
1
Adam 12. Is that from the TV show?
Yeah, man. Good.
There you go.
This is like a pleasure being with distinguished guys like you guys.
Oh,
when I was
see the man.
When I was 3 or 4, just real quick, we're gonna end the show. When I was 3 or 4, I guess, or 2 years old, my parents used to have the TV shows, and I guess because the show had my name in it, and I was old. I don't remember this. I'd run around the house. People would come visit my family friends, and I go, "What Adam 12? What Adam 12? What Adam 12?" So it's like it was an in joke when I started this debate.
Yeah, Marty Miller and Ken McCord. Yep, that's what started.
Ken McCord. Yeah,
he was. I was just watching Predator 2, and he was the police captain in the show.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember the show. Yeah, and then he was on the worst version of Battlestar Galactica that ever was made. He was in that. You remember that when they got to Earth?
Yeah,
I hate it when they got to Earth, man. Oh my!
Dude, it was.
They didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay Dirk Benedict or what's the other actor's name?
Richard Hatch.
Richard Hatch, not to be confused with the guy from Survivor. As to pay them to be in the show, so they had one episode of whatever happened to Starbuck, and he's like alone by himself.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was just kind of like, yeah. Anyway, well, we could do another show just talking about that.
Yeah, we could. About a whole my favorite, Buck Rogers and Twinkie. I love that show.
Oh, yeah. Well, my favorite was Wilma was still my favorite.
Wilma Deering, bro. Come on, man. You already know.
All right. Now
that's that. No, you know what? That would be a dream figure as well. Wilma Deering.
Yeah, I take her in.
That would be a dream, all right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, again, thank you guys. Thank you so much in the live chat. Really appreciate that.
Good night, everybody.
I'll see you guys next time there, guys. Thank you so much, and have a good night.